Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. Uh, I am the creator and the GM of the campaign, Buck Finn. For everyone joining us tonight, welcome. Before we get started tonight, we're going to go over, some introductory things, and then we'll delve into the campaign after a quick recap. Okay. So, first thing I'd like to talk about is our Discord server. The link to our Discord can be found on our link tree, but our Discord is a place where everything kind of happens outside of chat. Good to hear. Thank you. It's where everything happens outside of chat. It's where we are able to communicate directly with everybody, make announcements, schedule changes, things of that nature. We have a number of interactive channels. We have chat channels, artwork and meme channels, loot channels, and all sorts of things. We have voting channels, periodically contests, all sorts of fun stuff. However, not however, but in addition to our Discord server, we also have our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And I'm going to circle back to our Discord in just a second because we have a change that I want to address. But until I get to that point, our Facebook page creates event reminders as well as all the fun stuff that comes with having a Facebook page, making posts and comments and all that fun stuff. If you have a Facebook, the link to our Facebook page is on our link tree as well. Go click those links, like our pages. And then we have our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is where all of our campaign sessions get stored. We run a bi-weekly campaign session. So we're running it today, this week, and in 2 weeks will be our next session. So those get saved, those get uploaded onto our YouTube channel. I know I am a little bit behind once again. I still have not uploaded our most recent video, but it is rendered. I'm going to be working all day tomorrow, open to close. So Wednesday? So let's aim for Wednesday. That being said, once this gets rendered and it gets uploaded, we create posts on both our Discord and our Facebook channel to let you know that we have a new video live and up and live. Now, circling back to a slight change in our broadcast. This is our broadcast. This is our main broadcast. This is the thing. I have been building this up for years. I've been creating this for I'll just say the better part of a decade at this point. The better part of a decade. I have been making this pre-COVID. I have been conceptualizing. I mean, my experience in D&D and creating this campaign has to be bordering this point on like close to 7-ish years, give or take. Keep in mind it was pre-COVID, and COVID was 5 years ago. Anyway, so this is still our main thing, our main broadcast. It is what is very important, and the most effort gets put into this. However, alternate weeks we have historically done what's called the chat session, where we come in. Excuse me. Those who know that 5 minutes ago I was stuffing my face, and now I'm paying for it. There we go. So traditionally on the opposite week, so next week, last week, we do what's called the chat session. In these chat sessions, we talk about various things about the campaign. We talk about things pertaining to D&D, mechanics, software that I use, world building, all sorts of fun stuff. And we will still be doing that. However, I really for a long time now, I've been playing the game 7 Days to Die, and I really enjoy it. And I have put well over 1,000 between the pre-release and the current release. I have put well over 1,000 hours into this thing, and I really enjoy the game. So um, I played on the PS5, and I just last week during our chat session learned how to broadcast. Am learning how to broadcast Twitch from my PS5. So last week was our first 7 Days to Die broadcast. One thing that I need to figure out how to do is, for some reason, I can't get voice to come over in chat. So the only sounds that are in the game when we broadcast Twitch are just the game sounds. Um, I'm working on figuring that out because I know you guys miss my voice when I broadcast. But yeah, so I will sometimes make a post on Twitch where I'll let you guys know that we're going live on Twitch, or I'll make a post in Discord to let you guys know that I'm going live on Twitch. And the reason that I do this is because 7 Days has an integrated um, Twitch plugin. I think I used all those words right. If not, so what? I'm old. And what that means is people that tune into our Twitch broadcast when I'm doing 7 Days to Die, you can create spawns by using hashtags in chat. You can create spawns, you can create buffs or debuffs for the players, you can create supply drops, really fun and interesting things. And as a result of kind of preferring to do this with the Twitch integration, because from my perspective, it makes the game a lot more fun. The game devs do a great job of creating this world in 7 Days to Die, but there is this element of the fact that at any point people can spawn in zombies or loot drops or buffs or anything. Like the other day we took down this. I think it was our most recent broadcast. We took down the front of a gas station, and I got a stamina buff to give me infinite stamina for like a minute, and I was just like tearing through, and I was happy as be just tearing through gathering this iron, um, because 7 Days to Die is a sandbox zombie survival role-playing game. I think that checks all the boxes. Um, so I try to differentiate my posts depending on what I'm doing, but I will also try to make posts when we go live to differentiate what the posts are. And quite honestly, I've been very happy with the viewership of the broadcast, and I do it often. I have made a number of Twitch broadcasts doing 7 Days to Die when I am from last week to this week. And most often I just kind of like get the impulse to go on. And I was like, if I'm going to go on, I might as well just broadcast while I'm doing it. So with the 7 Days to Die, there is largely no set broadcast schedule. This is a set broadcast schedule. On our alternate weeks on our chat broadcasts, we will most likely, at least from time to time, if not more frequently, be doing a 7 day stream on the opposite week from this week. But being that my microphone doesn't work yet on the PlayStation setup, I wanted to take time to talk about that here. So that was the big thing. Our chat broadcast schedule is going to be a little wonky. We're adding new elements to it, and periodically we will have randomized 7 Days to Die Twitch broadcasts. For example, after this broadcast, we're going to take a small break and jump back on and do 7 days. So if you have the game 7 Days to Die, or it's fun and you plan on getting it, one, absolutely love to have you. The only limitation we have right now is 4 players per game. So me being the host of the game, and 3 more players is the maximum amount. So if you have the game, if you want to get into the game, contact me. I will give you, the login credentials to get into our game, and we'll get you in on it. If you don't have the game, but you enjoy watching, but you just like being a part of this, um, absolutely come into it. Check out the chat, check out the hashtag, see how the plugins work. Um, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun all around. Um, but yes, that being said, I believe that that is it for the introductions. We are, just to recap, go check out our link tree. Um, subscribe. What does Twitch do? Follow. I think it follows. Follow us on Twitch. Like us on Facebook. Join us on Discord. All those links are there. And also, you are welcome to, and I would love if you joined us also on our 7 Days to Die broadcast. All right. So, with that being said, I am going to go over our introductions. Wonderful. Let me see. Nope, not that one. You think I'd know this by now. All right. Okay, so let's see. Turn everyone's mic on. All right. So, first to my immediate right, we have Deacon. How you doing, Deacon?
One sec. I'm doing pretty well. I finally have a working mute button again with my 3.5mm audio cable input, so I'm very happy about that, because not having that was kind of shitty and not good for broadcast quality. Um, so I'm doing well today. I'm excited for the session, and yeah, my hopes are that we can check on Saria, make sure she's okay. Maybe spend a little time in Kakariko because I miss this place. And yeah, I'm and we'll deal with the rest of the business when we come to it. Hee hee hee.
There we go. That sounds like a solid plan. So, as a quick recap, last session we went back to the Forest Temple, as you can see on screen. We successfully explored the last remaining section, and in it we found a character by the name of Rocky. Rocky was a character who was in Deacon's original party prior to the Cataclysm, and we found a number of things on Rocky. We found Rocky's weapon, which was a Gorn Warhammer. We found a bunch of broken rings, and what that is that was a nod to the fact that Rocky had a number of magical rings that made them a very overpowered character. And those rings are broken and cannot be. They can be fixed, like they can be remended or anything into a ring, but I've already taken the time to point out that the magic that was contained in those rings no longer exists. I think I did talk about this last week in the broadcast, but if not, with these rings that Rocky was in possession of, they were stat boosting rings, and they would roll a statistical die depending on the roll to figure out whether or not they could be forged and increased and their boost would be numerically increased. So in rolling these dice, they ran a risk of breaking of these rings, even back in their original function, removed the magic from them. So we found those rings. The rings are broken. I mean, they can be fixed and pawned if someone has a jewelry shop somewhere, but they will not be magical. And we also found half of a Triforce in Rocky's possession. We traveled down another corridor and we found the remains of a character by the name of Oten. And Oten is Belle's father. The only other time we have mentioned him in any formal capacity was during one of our one-shots that we ran. There is a one-shot playlist on our YouTube channel, it'll take you right to it, no problem. Odin was one of the characters in that one shot. It takes place long before um, the Cataclysm campaign. Yeah. And what we found on Odin was a note from Rocky uh, saying that Rocky recognizes the grief that Odin has suffered from the loss of his daughter Bel, and if they can get into the Forest Temple, there's an artifact in there that can help bring her back. Um, and I may or may not. I've talked about this a number of times, but I'm not sure if I've talked about it on screen. But what that alluded to was Rocky was a very magic. Rocky was very driven by magic and magical artifacts, and not only that, but specifically keeping them for themselves. Um, and so what this letter was is this letter was kind of like show the backstory of how Rocky manipulated Odin's grief of the loss of his daughter to um, coerce him into this temple where they both met their untimely demise. Um, as we know from this campaign, Bel is not deceased. So the entire thing was fabricated by Rocky in an attempt to manipulate Odin and was very successful in doing so. They just needed a better exit strategy. So um, we do not have a cause of death um, established yet, but maybe we'll get to it. Maybe we'll see if it's important. Maybe, I mean, we haven't started the session yet, but that is where we ended the last session with that point of discovery, and we also still have Saria beneath the Forest Temple. We still have um, Trixie. We still have Kiwiko. We like there is still. Oh wait, no, we killed Kiwiko. We killed Kiwiko, didn't we? Yeah. Wait. Oh, jeez, what the?
Yes,
did.
Kiwiko is.
Soldier.
He's in a bottle. In a bottle.
In a bottle. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Brain fart. Okay. So we killed her, and we have captured her life energy, her essence, her XP points for the Fako Witch as part of a deal. So that is where we're at with that. Okay. So moving forward with the introductions, as I have successfully gotten off my tangent. Gully, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good, doing good. Looking to see what craziness we get up to this evening.
All right, the bar is set. The bar is set and held up by corpses. So, yeah. Hell, I would say that especially in that fight with Kiwiko, like coming in absolute clutch. Like, yeah. So, any thoughts or intentions about what's might go down tonight?
Nope, I am a happy sponge.
All right, happy sponge, happy to hear it. Okay, so Gully, welcome, happy to have you. I'm glad to see you made it. And yes, that being said, moving on, Lido, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, everyone. I am doing great. I have plans for tonight, of course, and we'll see what happens next.
All right, glad to hear it. I would be more surprised if you did not have a plan for tonight. But being as
So just wing it. Got it.
I know I see you in 7 days chat. Is there any type of functionality or anything that I forgot to mention?
In 7 days?
Yeah.
I'm still working on. I think I might know a way of getting you to actually have a mic that works. I just have to look and see if it actually works with the PS5.
Okay. I mean, honestly, so what I've tried with that is I have tried plugging my USB headset to the PS5. I've tried plugging in my corded headset to my controller. Um, and I've looked through the settings on the PS5, and I have not. When looking through the settings, nothing specific stood out, but I am very close to just breaking it down and looking it up on YouTube. But I'm also somebody who's very easily distracted, and if I'm going to bring up something to look at on YouTube, I'm probably going to end up playing a video game anyway. So
Makes sense.
if you find a resolution
But
before I do, I'm happy to hear it.
I will work on that. And don't forget, we have a new logo.
I saw the logo.
Yes.
It looks really good. I can't wait. Has it been unveiled yet, or is it still existing in only private chat?
It is actually on Facebook as
It's
we speak.
there. Okay. So, if anybody wants to check out the emblem before we unveil it anywhere else, it is on our Facebook group. As I said, check out our link tree, go to our Facebook group, join it, and you can see our new logo that Lido has had made and been working on.
Well,
So
I had help from a nice artist by the name of Mio Sophie. She's really good, and she helped me create something really cool.
Miyoso, they are in our Discord, right? Yes, they're.
Is in our Discord now.
Actually, wait, they don't have a. I'm looking at them right now. I need to. Can I set a role? There we go. I did. There we go. They didn't have a role. Okay. Yeah. So we will be unveiling it in other avenues. If you check out our Facebook and you like it, again, Miyu Sophie, that's Miyusofie, was the artist who did it. I think that they've done a great job. I'm very happy with the end results. I want to thank Lido for taking the initiative on the matter. And yeah, looks great. So we will be over the next period of time moving forward. We will find somewhere great to put it, banner it everywhere we can, and yeah. But right now, as I said, just exists on the Facebook page. So yes, Lido, thank you. Any information you find out about that could, you know what? I'm going to take a moment to point out that Lido does a lot for. I mean, we all do a lot for this campaign, but specifically, like, Lido is constantly moderating. Lido is constantly posting in chat. Lido has taken the initiative to get this logo done. Like, I just want to take a moment to point out to everyone that I appreciate the hard work that Lido and everyone puts into this campaign. I would not be able to do this only by myself. I'm
amazing. It's great. And you all love me, and I understand that, but you're still going to try and kill us. Got it.
Yes, because that's what people want to see. People want to see you all get killed. Right? That's what
I was
it is.
hoping for, like a good adventure, but,
Good.
if we're going to die, then we're going out with a blaze of glory.
Exactly. Hold on. Let's. So let me see.
Last man standing will be Gully.
Oh, absolutely. Where's?
You say that, and now Gully goes down first.
Oh no, I'll keep you alive long enough to be my meat shield for me to try and run away and get struck down by something random.
We're all gonna like die in a meteor swarm, and Gully's gonna be brushing off his armor like it's just dust.
Be like, what happened?
Oh yeah, meteor storm, bludgeoning and fire damage. Yep, resistant to those.
Exactly.
Nice. All right, so for everyone who has helped out, I would like to have a round of applause. Let's see. I think this works. There we go.
Aw, that's cool. Yes. Let's Honestly, I couldn't agree more. Leto does like a shitload. It's very impressive. It's genuinely very impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
It's not much. I,
Oh, you
whatever.
guys.
Go on, move on.
Sorry.
Go on, move on to the last but certainly not least part of our party.
Yes. So, last and of course, certainly not least, we have Stuffin. How you doing, Stuffin?
Hey there. How y'all doing? Lito,
Hello,
I just
Stefan.
I need to tell you, Lito, how much I love you. Like, really, I mean, bros forever. And golly, I appreciate you a lot too, especially if you're the only one who's left alive and you need to like somehow resurrect us.
Nice.
Hopefully,
taking,
hopefully I have the diamonds for it.
yeah. Speaking of diamonds, I heard we have a lot of new rings that need to be reforged. So that's exciting to me. And we killed Trixie, is that right? And stuffed her into a box.
Kiwiko. Put Kiwiko in a box.
Kiwiko in a box. But Trixie,
Trixie's okay. Just chilling.
well, I got to figure some stuff out because I was off celebrating my anniversary last time, so I missed the session, unfortunately. But
Good to have you back, Stefan. Good to have you back.
Yes, very
Good
much
to be
so.
back.
Yes, we went through essentially at this point with have the entirety of the Forest Temple almost completed. The only things left are addressing Saria and resolving the whole Trixie Kiwiko situation, as we have a rather large amount of life energy stuffed inside that bottle. A very tempting amount of life energy.
32,000 XP.
Yes. There's 32,000 XP worth of life energy inside that. So,
Chug. Sorry.
yeah, so
we're gonna save that for when we all die, and we have to like go level up quickly to reach the level that Gully's at.
yes. Although I would not on a personal level recommend betraying Pearl the Faka Witch, but
Let's
guys...
let's not cross the most powerful and mysterious character that we have ever met.
But you guys do you. You guys do you. Okay. All right. So I guess we will start off where we left off last session, where everyone is. Let me get stuffing over there because we didn't want him to be part of this battle, so we hid his token. There we go. All right, so now we have Stuffin back on the map. You guys have examined Rocky's body. You have gathered information and inventory from doing so, and you have searched Odin and found a letter. I believe that is all we have done with Odin thus far. So,
Yes.
Is Lito on the map twice? I think Lito's on the map twice.
Is he?
Upper right hand corner.
Yeah, let's see that.
Upper right hand corner. Hold on, let me. Oh.
It probably doesn't matter.
Okay. Let me get rid of the Lito.
Oh, he's gone.
There we go. Okay.
He's gone.
But two Litos is better than one, right? So.
Hell yeah. The world's not ready for two Litos.
No.
That was Lito's replacement character, Mia. Leo.
Leo?
I thought you were going to say Leo.
Lita.
Lita.
All right.
Lady Lita.
There we go. So okay, you were standing next to the remains of Odin, and what would you guys like to
I mean,
do
Lita
from
the
here?
Fearless is a pretty good name. Sorry.
Hey, Gully?
Yep.
So, you were mentioning the fact that before, when you were talking to us, of course, but you could do the speak with dead thing. You want to try it on, like, Oten and see how he died? Because I don't think Rocky killed him.
Sure. Alrighty. Let me. Come on. There we go. And. Okay. Speak with dead. What is the duration on that? What do you mean there's a temporary problem?
You get 3 questions. That's basically about it. I think it takes, like, bone dust or something.
I don't remember.
It's being dumb.
I don't think there's any like major requirements. I think you just cast it and you get the 3 questions. Haven't you seen the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, there's technically there's no major material component to work with. Here I posted if you want.
Which
There we go. Okay.
5 questions.
Which
5
spell are we trying to
questions.
do?
Speak with dead.
With
Okay.
dead.
10-minute duration. All right.
Oh yeah, 5 questions, 10 minutes.
Yeah, up to 5 questions.
5 questions.
Hey, buddy. How did you die?
This is, I'm not entirely sure. I was off adventuring, trying to take care of something, and then I just got this really like my chest felt really tight, and then everything went black.
Well, we know he was in
Okay.
here because of Rocky, because he was looking for something or bring back Belle. I don't know if you can be like, hey, we, help Belle, now she's perfectly fine, I'll just ask him. Oten, so Belle is perfectly fine, she's alive, and she's with Urturbe. Is that cool?
No.
Luckily, you can't do anything about it.
Why not? If you don't mind me asking that, guys. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wait. Is this an official question? And
Yeah.
if it's an
Third
official
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the third
Yep.
question.
Third question.
then why not? Why can he not do anything about it? Or why is he not okay with it?
Why is he
Because-
not okay with it?
Why is he not okay with it?
The way it sounded to me was almost like, why can't he do anything about it? In which case, I think the answer is going to be a little too obvious. But
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. No, yeah. I just wanted to ask his motivation for,
Okay.
Is he just a jealous dad? Is he like something else? Just like got to figure out the character because I've never seen this guy before in character. So
He says, to answer the third question, Oten says, Iturbe is a traitor, and he's not who he says he is.
Who is he?
He is Iturbe. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take that back a step. I'm going to take it back a step and rephrase the answer. So that is not the fourth question. His retcon answer is Iturbe is a traitor, and he is not what he says he is. So his name is still and actually Iturbe.
So I address this to the group, not the ghost. Do we want to ask like who he actually is? I just be like, what do you know about who Iturbe is? Or do we want to ask him something else? Like maybe who he was in life and stuff like that?
We could ask him like, what's his biggest secret, or we could ask
True,
him
he
like,
has to answer that. That would be awesome.
Well,
if there's like a person that he's had a secret crush on for 40 years and never told them, and then we could be like, hey, guess who loves you, and he's dead now, but he loved you until the very end. That sort of stuff.
I'm with you.
We could get metaphysical. We could be like, what's the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
Yeah, we already know that's 42. If only I could count that high.
Two questions.
We could ask him how many questions we have left.
No, we know we have two questions left.
Do we really ask you anything? No. Really? Really? Ah, fuck.
Can we wish for more wishes?
Right?
does he
Listen,
know
do you want to
Deacon, I
find out
think
a
you
little
had a
bit
good
about?
question there, Deacon.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'm with it. With like, I feel like for 4 we should either ask like, you know, what in
Tell us what he really is.
yeah,
Tell us
yeah.
all about what he really is.
Yes. What is everything you know about Iturbe?
Or suspects?
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Well, what is everything you know or suspect about the man named Iturbe? How about that?
Okay.
I'll go with
I like
that.
it.
I
Go for
mean everything.
So before I answer this question, I'm going to do something a little bit interesting on this.
Uh-oh.
This is a 10-minute spell.
Oh, true.
Correct.
We have asked 3 questions thus far, so I'm going to mark the time spent as 3 minutes. So
Okay.
so the spell was cast at 40 at quarter to the hour. 3 minutes have passed. So we have 7, 6, 5, 6. Yeah. So when the 10 minutes are up, so at 55 the spell ends.
Okay. Oh, I understand what you're doing now. Okay, real
Yeah.
time, right?
Real time.
Yeah,
Okay.
real time.
Okay. Who were you? How about this? Who were you in life? Like yeah, like who were you over the course of your lifetime? And we'll ask that. Does that work for you guys?
That's
Or,
fine. Do you want to know anything about how he died, though?
I
Do you
just
care?
He said he died
said he doesn't
and
know
had
how.
chest pain, and then blacked
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Okay.
Medically, in description, it alludes to a heart attack.
Okay.
Yeah, probably overworking, being an old man and shit. Okay. So, do you want to know who he was in life, or should we just ask about Iturbe first?
With the turbe first.
Okay. Please, what is everything that you know or suspect about a turbe? I'll just ask him that straight up.
All right.
In a condensed form.
So he says, a turbe is not Sheikah. I know Sheikah. I have fought and bled with Sheikah. And although I do not entirely like or trust Sheikah, I know Sheikah. You see, Sheikah were noted by an archonic tattoo or symbol on their forehead. And though when I last saw a turbe, it looked fake. I believe that a turbe was, oh geez, what's the word I'm looking for? I believe that a turbe infiltrated the Sheikah in an attempt for something far more nefarious. And if I don't trust the Sheikah, I am surely not going to trust somebody pretending to be a Sheikah.
Dude, look at that cursed cube, funny.
So you have 3 minutes and one more question.
Do we want to ask who he was in life, gang, or like, do we have a better question?
Whatever. We only got 3 minutes.
Sure. Anybody have anything else they want to ask him, or? Because I'm really
Oh,
curious about that, to be honest. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. So sorry.
why is he here? Like, he had a heart attack, right?
Rocky. Yeah. So
Rocky.
Rocky had convinced him, manipulated him via grief, telling him that there was something to resurrect his dead daughter here. But when they broke in, there was nothing like that. Rocky was just after the Triforce. He's
Do you want to ask
kind of a
about the
scumbag.
daughter?
We know the daughter. She was like a spirit of the lake, and we saved her. I will tell you more when the 2 minutes is up.
Oh, that's
But that's
okay.
like, do you remember
So
the
yeah,
shadow
ask her
dude
his
we
life. That's
punched
fine.
into the hole? Do you remember the shadow
Yeah.
dude we punched? Yeah, that was how we. Yeah, it was that girl that we was the yeah. So yeah, I'd like to ask him, you know, in a condensed form, who was he in life? Like what over the course of your life? What was it that you did?
That is very open-ended. Are you sure you want me to take that question?
Okay. How about actually, you know what? I'm just gonna ask him straight up. What are your 3 darkest secrets?
My 3 darkest secrets, I suppose,
I work too hard. I care too. Sorry.
is what?
1 second.
Okay. My first deepest, darkest secret is that Belle is not my biological daughter.
Oh.
Like anything else is like any other response is appropriate for that. Okay, hold on. Focusing. 2. My second deepest, darkest secret is that I had aspirations to overthrow the king. And my third deepest, darkest secret is that I do have a biological child. And they have, one, been under protection their entire life, and two, do not know their true fate.
Ooh.
And their name is
Oh shit, it's 6:56. Damn
Hey,
it.
Greg, I heard you killing time there. I heard you killing time.
It's fine.
I didn't kill
Trust
time.
me, guys.
You
I
asked me
respect it.
you asked me a very difficult question.
No,
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 I
no.
did. I understand. I think that was good. I
can
think that was good.
perfectly
happy
fine
with that.
answer, and we
Thank you.
That's
have a
fine. That's
way of still finding out. Just remember that. Now, this is where you're supposed to ask me, how do we find out?
Yeah, how do we find out, Lito?
Well, you have a
Like-
spell that you can touch something and learn about them.
Oh,
Oh,
actually,
I thought-
oh, sorry.
Oh.
Very roboting.
Sorry, bro. Are you breaking up? I always see
Wow.
breaking up for you guys too. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
He was roboting.
Oh. No, you're back. Welcome back, still. Sorry about that.
Go on.
We all missed what you said. Could you repeat that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Moment is past.
Sorry. So unfortunately I actually Legend Lore is a wish spell for me. So I don't actually have that right now.
Well,
Unless you're talking
then
about
we do
identify.
this. I just reach down and pick up his skull and go, okay, well, we can do it another day. To Saria.
True. Genius. All right.
Why did a
yeah,
turban
I
just
mean-
appear in the temple?
What was that?
You have a turban token all of a sudden.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to show everybody the original Turbe token. So I'm just making it a little. I've got to make it a little bigger. So because I had mentioned his physical
Forehead?
appearance. There we go. So that is what we're talking about with the first question, where you said that Sheikah used to have an arcanic symbol on their forehead, and he said that a turbase was essentially forged and not true.
Interesting.
All right, let me take that down. Bam. Okay. A turbo was behind you this time. And he's like, now you know my secret. Draw your weapons.
Secret boss. I love it.
So okay, we got our questions. We got some good things. We found out that Bella is not Oten's biological father, but Oten does have a biological child somewhere. And what else do we find out? We also found out that we also found out that he very, very coincidentally died of a heart attack at the time when the promised treasure would have been obtained.
And he also wanted to overthrow the king.
And he wanted to overthrow. Yeah, I mean, that small thing.
That's a small thing.
Odin had aspirations to overthrow the king and be king himself. In his
Mhm.
defense, though, noting back to the one shot where Odin is present, I mean, he was hardly a king. He was more of a self-proclaimed despot. But I also leave that up to interpretation. It would probably, in the most minimal of classifications, possibly be considered regicide. Depending on who brought forth the charges had they happened. Hyrule was not the kingdom that it is today.
Oh, man.
Anywho, Saria.
You want to go to Saria?
Does anybody else has an idea?
I'm thinking we're gonna go to Saria. I think that's a good call.
Okay.
Yeah. I think yeah, that was a good one. Hey, good job, guys. That was good. I think we found out a lot of good info from that.
Agreed.
There's only one thing different that I would have done, but that's just me. I
Oh,
would have
sorry,
asked to
what's
see if
that?
he had any treasure hidden anywhere. But
That's true.
but it's fine. We got some really good information.
Well,
Well,
preserve
that's
his head. We'll ask him again in 10 days.
Okay,
true.
I got his skull.
Gentle repose in it? I guess that doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Yep, I can do that
Alright.
on it.
Okay. I think we don't need to do that. That's okay. Sorry.
All right.
Right.
So I mean, I have preemptively moved you, but if there is anything that you would like to do, say inspect anything else while still in the presence of Odin, we're not going to move forward until you let me know that you're moving forward.
I'm good to go.
Can we see if maybe by chance did we find him laying like stomach up or butt up? Can we tell?
He was laying on his side.
Actually, that's really clever. Maybe he has like royal seals or something we can yoink. Commit like grand forgery or something.
Well, it's that, and I wanted to see if by chance, maybe as he was dying, he wrote something in the dirt, or maybe he tried to like claw at the dirt to hide something.
That's a good point. Take an inspiration. That's good. Give you a bardic
On
inspiration.
game.
No, I mean
Oh,
like a bardic.
bardic.
Okay.
Sorry.
So let's see. I will give you. I'm going to fully flesh out what the two roles are. Investigation. If you want to take investigation, tell me specifically what and where you are looking for. Perception is more general. It might help you find something that is adjacent to an area that you're looking, but if the investigation role will give you far more specific information rather than a perception role.
Good at both.
Are we doing
Can we
like?
start? Go ahead, stuff.
Are we doing CSI here? Are we doing like a forensics analysis underneath the fingernails and stuff like that?
Well,
Uh,
searching
so-
to see if there's
Yeah, I
anything
mean,
else under the body, around the
Yeah.
body type thing.
depending on the if we do investigation, depending on the investigation wording, we can find out a number of things. If we do a more generalized perception check, then you will get an answer based on like what you find in simply the surrounding area.
Well, I wonder if one person does perception and one person does investigation, one person does like medicine, for example, and maybe I don't know, survival or something for tracks or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can absolutely take a different check and run that. Just keep in mind that only one check per player is permissible, so we don't just sit there and do like infinite number of like investigation checks.
I have a 10 in investigation.
Nice.
I have 11 in investigation.
Ah,
Okay.
cool. Okay.
I have an 11 in
uh,
perception.
Ooh, that's
maybe
nice.
I want you on perception. That's real good.
Ellie,
I,
what do you have?
Well, you definitely don't want me on medicine. My perception is 10.
Okay.
So yeah, you got it there.
Ikun, how's your medicine?
my medicine is 2.
Urgh.
And my investigation is like 3. No, my investigation is a flat roll, so. And my perception is also 2. Like, I'm not built for that stuff. To be honest, I
Let's
just want to
say-
rifle through his
Hey.
pockets.
Maybe I can.
Mic off.
Nature. Yeah.
True.
What's your
that's a
nature?
good one.
9.
If someone, I mean,
Really good.
I know Stefan has the highest investigation, but if someone wants to roll that with like a +10 instead, I have a +7 to medicine.
Okay. I'll do
I think a
investigation.
+7 sounds the best so far.
I'll do investigation. Often you do medicine, Ellie,
Yeah.
perception.
Mic on.
Ikun, detect magic.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I have that. Let me check.
Can you insight a dead body?
I do not have detect magic unless you want to give it to me in my Ring of Spell Storing briefly. If you have it, I don't know.
Do you have survival, Deacon?
No, I don't really have any wisdom or intelligence spells. I'm not built that way.
I can give you detect magic.
That works. I'll cast that.
I will pop it over to your ring.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I will cast detect magic and rifle through his pockets maybe, so I have time for that. I just want to see what he's
Actually-
like holding on.
Golly, did you say who said they were going to do investigation?
I was going to do investigation since I owe 10.
So why don't you roll first, and if you do well,
Gully go first with the
Okay.
perception, because then we have an idea of what
Oh,
we're
sure.
looking for. Then I do investigation to see if we can point exactly where we need to look, and then if there's any additional information that we can glean from medicine, we do medicine.
love it.
Deacon,
Yeah.
got any inspiration available?
Hell yeah, I'll give you each a d12.
Beautiful.
Leo, the stuff, and you have one too.
Oh,
Holy
I guess I
crap.
don't need it.
Use it
Holy
anyway.
Shit.
Use it anyway? Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna go away in 10 minutes, so use it while you got it. Smoke 'em if you got 'em,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
39.
Okay, so all right. Let's
F3.
let's see.
Yay!
I'm going to note a note things that are present, and anybody that has any follow-up questions or anything like that. With a 39, we will discuss things if it falls under information of a different check. I will let you know that is the check that you need for it. But if it falls within the perception check, I will absolutely divulge it. So, okay, as I said, he was
Beautiful.
on his side, with his with heavy decomposition. On his clothing, you do notice some Hylian patches, like on his shoulders are exposed, like his shirt exposes like shoulder to sleeve. There's some on there. He has on a breastplate. The breastplate does look a little bit plain, noting that the last time that this breastplate was worn was, if he was in fact close with the king and the, of a status that he said, then clearly this is not this notes he would be wearing armor that is reflective of the kingdom's wealth and prestige. He is not wearing armor that is indicative of wealth and prestige, which means that it puts it at a timeline of early on in the kingdom when such things were not available. under his armpit, you notice a small pooling of blood. You don't notice any cuts to the fabric of his shirt. You don't there other than I would say maybe inch in diameter bloodstain underneath his armpit. There is nothing else that you can see. Like he didn't cut it on something or anything like that. It's just an oddly placed bloodstain. The letter has already been found. Yeah, for now we'll start off with that. I'm open to. I feel like there are some things that I have neglected to mention. So feel free to ask any questions, and if something does come to mind, I will hold this perception and comment it as we go through. But for the time being, any questions related to perception, condition, the surrounding area, anything like that, there seems to be no signs of a struggle. There's nothing written in the dirt. Nothing like that.
Checking the cloth around the hole that was made.
And you're talking about the bloodstain?
Yes, the bloodstain hole.
Not an actual hole. The bloodstain itself is roughly about an inch in diameter, but there's no tearing or cutting of the cloth on his shirt.
I thought there was like a little cut somewhere.
No, I said no cut.
So there are no cuts.
There's no cut.
No punctures?
No visible puncture. It looks like that there may have been something that like bit or punctured, like but anything that would have broken the skin in that area, which will ultimately be further revealed in a medicine check. But from the perception, it looks like if something were to have pierced his skin through the shirt, it would have to be something really small, like the fang of a snake, or something very small like that, something that could make it through the like cross stitch of the fibers without actually tearing or cutting the fibers itself.
Like a dart.
A dart would fit that probability.
Those
There's no darts.
syringes.
There's nothing we see around here that would, like, no signs of weapons.
There is no sign of struggle. There is no sign of weaponry. There is absolutely no, like, as best as you could tell with a top-notch survival check, you would be able to tell that he just fell down.
Mm-hmm.
Like no
I
scuffling.
think he was vicious mockery to death.
something along those lines would fall into Arcana.
Okay.
Leo, you want to roll investigation?
Ooh. So there's that. There's this.
Like guidance
Only
yourself
a
too. If you
25?
have to, yeah.
Only a 29.
Can you guidance yourself too?
Yeah, I could.
Or is that? Get a 30. Do it. Do it.
All right, 31.
31.
Okay, what is the nature of your investigation check? What are you specifically looking for?
In this general area,
That's called
a couple of
perception.
things. One, I'm looking to see if there is a dart hidden by chance in the dirt or some like indentation that it might have been there. I know
Okay.
the medicine check is probably going to be for often to actually check to see if there's like a pinprick on like the bone or something that maybe a poison was used. If I can, smell any residue of something like doesn't smell natural in here, like a poison or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is this rag smelling chloroform to you? Sorry.
Okay. So in terms of odor, you notice nothing strange about any odor. In terms of looking for an object, you know what? Since there is time being made for these checks, give me a. Can we do a square? Line. Can we? Yes, a rectangle. Okay. So under the paintbrush icon, click on rectangle and give me a reasonable amount of distance that you would spend looking area that you would spend looking for an out of place item that might be used to puncture somebody's skin. This can be a type of animal, a type of insect, an object, and yes, in fact, actually, right around here, right by the entranceway to here, you find a what looks like a really tiny syringe. Looks like it can hold maybe 1 to 2 ounces of liquid. Very small, very easily concealable. The needle itself, there is no substance in it. It has been there for quite some time. It has anything residual in it would have long since evaporated, but you make an undeniable connection.
Does it have any like markings on it or anything?
No, in fact, it almost it almost goes out of its way to not have any markings.
Yeah.
Like whoever created this, and I word it that way because
let me ask this.
Yes.
What material is it made out
of? Glass and a little bit of appears to be like a steel needle head tip.
Okay. I will collect that and bring it back and show. So I found this. I'm pretty sure this is what did him in.
Now we are making natural conclusions on this situation.
Yes.
But I will say, since this is a character that Deacon has traveled with extensively, I'm going to point out that Rocky specifically does not have the capability to make such an item.
He was more of a berserker type, not like an actual barbarian, but like anger was kind of his thing. He wasn't as subtle enough to use poison.
Okay.
Just it's definitely not his work. Can I actually see it for a second if at the end if depending on the medicine check, because I will just express that Deacon would probably make a comment about how the only people he knows that do extensive glass work are Gerudo. So maybe we should see if it's made of like Gerudo glass. It's kind of like a slightly different mechanic. I'm gonna guess in this world, Gerudo glass is still like the same, different kind of thing, Yep. Like you remember how it's okay. It's I just want to make sure it still works like that to my best of my knowledge.
Still a thing, best in the kingdom.
So, do you mind if I explain?
Absolutely.
All right. So Gerudo glass is made where they go out into like a more unstable part of the desert where there's like storms and stuff. And they have to like hunt down a storm. And they take this this big metal, like, I don't know if it's magically treated or not, but it's like a big metal rod, and they stick it into the sand and try to bait lightning into hitting it to kind of like collect a special kind of molten glass from the like super intense heat, basically, that the rod provides in the sand. And then they rush it back to the glass blower in the fortress as best as they can, and yeah, so. And then it is blown into, I believe, fairy bottles actually come from there, right? Or was it something else?
Nope, fairy bottles are part of that. Fairy bottles are made of Gerudo glass.
Yeah.
But I will say that
Do I have a fairy bottle?
in this method,
Did I
there
use that
is
one?
no magic necessary for this method. It is simply rod. And from a more historical standpoint,
Oh, gotcha.
just because I'm really loving my tangents today.
I like them.
The way that this was discovered by the Gerudo is in the Gerudo Desert there are sandworms, and the Gerudo would battle the sandworms and try to keep the population down, not too dissimilar from how the Gorons would try to keep down the population of the Dodongo. So the Gerudo would have these spears, and eventually, just by chance, either they would they found themselves battling sandworms in a thunderstorm, or spears that they had left there after a battle that a lightning storm had just by chance rolled across and lightning came down on. Gerudo glass was discovered by accident because of the warring with the sandworms. So
Lightning
yeah,
in a bottle, so to speak.
so to speak. Yeah. So that's a little historical tidbit on the Gerudo glass, and but yes, it is in terms of in comparison to a more regular glass, it is far more durable, which is why the fairy bottles are made from it, because they can house things like fairies without risk of the fairies breaking it and escaping. Sorry, Stefan.
So we need to make a giant fairy bottle for Stuffin. This is and then he will resurrect all of us when we die. We will occasionally feed him. Sorry, Stuffin.
Oh
I
man.
mean, if it's comfy, that's the important thing.
True. We like little plush chairs in there. Oh yeah.
Maybe a nice ottoman here and there.
I could run a second character, essentially.
Yeah.
I could have one character that's in possession of a second character.
Oh my
That would
god.
be awesome.
That would. Oh, Stefan commanding his puppet character remotely for the rest of the campaign.
He's
I love it. But okay, all right, there we go. Okay, so we're all of these roles we're going to like continue while we're like anything that pertains to this. If we happen to come across something else, I'm going to honor these roles and disseminate information if we further come across it. Not that I'm intentionally hiding anything. I just know how my brain's working right now, and I know I'm very quick to forget things. So yes, but just noting that anything that comes out, I will just ADD blurt it out. Okay, so investigation. Running with that. I'm sorry. What were the other things that you were investigating?
Medicine?
Medicine was next.
Okay,
We were also checking to see if there was anything else. Going by his, leading, maybe he wrote something in the dirt. Maybe he pinned something to like the wall. Wrote in the wall.
He wholeheartedly believes that he died by heart attack. He does not believe that there was any foul play at work.
Well, he might have left the last word or something.
Odin came in here because he felt that there was a chance to bring back Bell, and he was so hyper fixated on that possibility that his brain would not have noticed things such as if he got pricked by a dart that caused him to die.
No,
Now,
it's more along the lines of in his last dying breath, he did something to be like, if someone finds me type of thing, left something, wrote something.
You know what? Let me give that a quick thought. So he's coming in.
He's dying, so he's like, "Oh, I need to hide this item so no one finds it on me before." Oh.
Digs his.
We also know he specifically split up before walking this way.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, why walk all the way down as you're starting to have a heart attack? Why not turn around?
Interesting question.
Interesting question was it was his collapse was largely, it was very quick. Like I mean, I'll add this to like my list of, you know, things that I would love to do one shots on, but so Odin is, by the time that he gets to this temple, he is an aged individual. He's an aged individual wearing very heavy armor. So he kind of has this baseline state of exhaustion, which is also why he wouldn't take on this adventure by himself. So by the time that the substance starts to make its way through his system, he simply just has the energy to collapse. He doesn't like, I mean, he may have called out to Rocky, he may have something, but yeah, he realized once he understood what was going on, that making it any measure of distance would have yielded absolutely no purpose.
Well, so if I may interject, wasn't he like sick in the one shot too? Like he had like the we don't know what he had, but he had like a cough. Usually means he's about to die anyway.
Well,
right? No, I mean like I'm not sorry. That wasn't like a criticism. I'm just saying like
yeah,
I mean, yeah,
he
like,
wasn't in the best health.
Obviously,
back
we
then.
don't know that, but I was just curious. Sorry,
Yeah.
I guess that was more of an out of character thing, but yeah, I shouldn't know that, but
yeah, in the one shot, he wasn't in the best of health to begin with. He was kind of aged, and to kind of put it in a rough timeline, I'm trying to. It is somewhere between. Oh, because I don't have a specific timeline on this. Because the timeline kind of goes to shit once the cataclysm happens. We are roughly looking at anywhere between a 30 to 50 year time span from when the one shot happened, which was pre-cataclysm, to where we're finding him now. So yeah, he was very aged. I'm trying to refrain from using the O word, but he was very aged. He wasn't in the best health, and yeah, once he realized that, you know, this is the way it was going to go down, turning around and trying to make your way out of this corridor would have been a fruitless act.
Okay. Last thing I would check is I would check his armor and see if maybe he laid on top of something, like to hide, because we don't see a weapon as far as we know, right?
There is no weapon found. That's right.
I made a medical roll, by the way.
Okay.
Which was, I think, a 21.
All right. We'll start
to add the D12.
That's with the D12. The D12 only gave me 2, so not a lot of bonus from it, unfortunately.
Okay. You want to throw a guidance on top of it?
Sure. Roll a D4.
Roll
and
D4.
add that stuff in.
I'm almost certainly going to get a 1, you know that. But
Worth a shot.
It's still a +1.
Oh, I got a 4. I'm up to
Hey.
25.
25. That's a new threshold. Love that.
Nice. See, there you go. Don't scoff the D4. All right, so we'll get to the
Oh
medical check.
yeah.
We'll get to the medical check next. I made a note that the medical check is 25. So okay, noting that there is no weapon present, you take a moment to turn the body to see if there's anything under it, and what you find is absolutely nothing.
Dun dun dun. I
But you
needed a
do...
25 to find nothing. Okay.
No,
What
that's
would
not
I
the
have
that's
found
not
if
the
I had
medical
rolled
check.
a 21?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's still the investigation check. We're about to hit on the medical check.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so just to like recap the investigation check, we have noted that there was no weapon and pointed out that the weapon is nowhere currently present. We have noted that the small bloodstain under his armpit was the result of a dart that we found with a missing concoction from inside of it. We have noted that that is not Rocky's method of attack.
No.
If he was going to kill somebody, he would probably do it in a much more bludgeoning fashion.
It's definitely the more beat him to death with my hammer thing.
Yes, and we have also found that there is a lack of something that would have projectiled the syringe if that was the method of application. So, did I forget to mention anything that we discovered?
That's it.
Okay. All right. So, moving on to the medical check. Medical check 25. First thing that I'm going to note, which really drives the point home, is as I said, his body is in a certain state of decomposition. However, when you actually tear into or remove the shirt or anything to have access to the skin to conduct a medical exam, you note that even though the body is highly decomposed, where the bloodstain on the shirt is, it has left a kind of like imprint on the skin, like almost like a type of transferable tattoo where it had bled and then the skin and then the shirt had made contact with the skin and it dried there. So when pulling off or when pulling away the shirt, you can still see kind of like a rough outline of where the blood spot was. And upon thorough investigation, it is noted that there is a tiny puncture wound that does fit the syringes. That looks like it would fit the syringe, or it does fit the syringe. It is also worth noting that the surrounding skin, anywhere from roughly 4 to 8 inches on any given radius from the puncture wound, the skin has not decomposed and in fact has taken on a bit of a leathery type of feel to it, showing that whatever was injected into the skin prevented the decomposition of a certain part of the skin at the injection site. Let's see, questions that you would have medically.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if this punctured his skin in slowed decomposition, if it would have potentially affected any organs. I mean, if you're talking armpit area, I can't think of anything that would be. Well, I'm not a doctor. It doesn't seem like it has a heart or a brain or like kidney or anything like that. But are there any organs that feel like they could have been affected
Okay.
by this anti-whatever agent?
Well, although you may not be a doctor by trade, a medical check of 25 would surely put you within the realm of medical knowledge of a doctor. So, um, so you take the time. I would say now that we're getting into organs, that you're going to take a moment to kind of give, almost like, oh fuck, what's, what's that?
Autopsy.
Autopsy. Yeah, you're going to do like an impromptu autopsy. So removing the armor, removing any articles of clothing that you feel the need to examine. So his full upper torso, um, you discard the armor and the clothing. And
I have an unseen servant that can help me out with this too.
perfect.
We'll be like, I'll take off the the shirt and hand it to, and this just invisible force is kind of moving stuff around, folding it up neatly and things like that.
that is very kind and considerate. Um, so you do start to do that. You don't have much difficulty getting beneath the dermis of his body because most of it is rotted away. But once you get the armor off, once you get the shirt off, once you start removing kind of like patches of decomposed flesh, you find his the lung on the side of the puncture wound, and only that lung. So let's just say it was the left. I believe. If I haven't said it yet, it's the left side. And even if I have, it's the left side. His left lung is almost immaculately preserved. His left lung is completely dried and shriveled up. In fact, many of his organs look to be in a natural state of decay, except for that one left side of his lung. So with that, you're able to determine that what he was expecting was a heart attack was just an inability to breathe. One of his lungs seized and ceased to function, and in his aged state, he could not continue on with half of his breathing capability. So the actual cause of death is technically asphyxiation, I believe.
Interesting.
But without a doubt, murder. Without a doubt.
Can I ask Stuffin a question to see if he?
Yeah, go for it.
Does this look? Okay. Can you? So basically, like based on your description, like I'm curious to see if you can find out if this kind of matches the description of the greenish liquid that preserved that one monster we fought, like the Brolic Yiga, so to speak, for lack of a
Good
better
question.
name.
And maybe just broader sense, have we heard of any sorts of, I don't know, medicines or toxins that will cause like a paralysis like this? But it's almost more than paralysis. It's like a permanent stasis.
Yeah, it's like a preservation thing. And we found something similar to this that'll like animate dead corpses and let them like act with life, for as long as they don't take major actions. Like there was like a dead guy we fought that was like completely preserved because he was just not moving in the chamber for like, I think in the time span of like years, but at least like months or weeks, if not years. So like this is a substance that like isn't entirely out of the realm of our experience, but unfortunately, like unless we take like a sample and bring it back to Isaac, or unless you can figure it out with your knowledge of what we've experienced already, I'm not sure which. Based on your medicine roll, it's a curiosity that I have to see if it's like a similar or the same substance, or like an earlier form of it, or something along those lines.
Okay. All right. So taking as detected, this is not the same substance. Had this been the
Okay.
same substance, in fact, it's almost like this is like the opposite of it, because so when you kind of like start to and honestly I would say, like, everything that's discussed is discussed as a group, and so unless you guys are like, I want to keep something to myself, then I assume it to be um
Yeah.
conversational knowledge. So as you start to talk this out, what kind of comes to light is what you are comparing it to is something that kind of elongated a target's life, the ability to hold something in place to prevent it from degrading by the effects of time. And this
Can I point out that Stuffin's a chronomancer? Like, if this has something to do with time magic, maybe I could throw an Arcana roll in there, something like that.
We are running a medicine check.
Huh.
Remember, but I did say that Arcana would not be necessary for this. So on this, so I'll simply comment on the lack of Arcana for this. There is nothing magical going on. This is 100% medicinal. This is more chemical and less alchemical. This is also so to like bring it back to the comparison. What Deacon is talking about is Deacon is talking about how something that doesn't have
And what?
exertion can preserve itself, essentially, without getting into too much about that. Whereas this almost appears, and I'm going to stop myself. I'm going to stop myself when and if I feel this falls into the realm of another check.
Can I take a guess here?
Yes.
I could be wrong, but this almost feels like a Philosopher's Stone kind of thing, where the Philosopher's Stone could be used to create like a substance that can give you immortality or something like that. But if instead of drinking it like you're supposed to, you inject it selectively into some part of the body, it creates unintended effects. Am I remotely close on this?
No, but I understand where you're going. But it is a very valid assumption. So kind of the way that I'm going to word this for the time being until we find a better chain for what has happened here, until we start like connecting dots with people and places and things like that. What it appears and juxtaposed to what Deacon's saying is the injected lung seems to, although it is obviously existing right in front of you, the way that I'm going to word it right now based on conversation is that it is kind of existing out of time, in the respect that it has not decomposed. It is not functioning, because if it functions, then it would, along the lines of this conversation, it would be existing in time. Everything in time functions. So in the prior thing, existing in time is a willful act. Like the act of exertion causes time to move forward. The vast majority of things that exist in time exist in time. As time flows, everything else flows with it. This it does not seem to be affected by the progression of time. So it is not technically preserved. It is simply, in a way, not existing.
This is a really peculiar medical anomaly here.
I'll say.
I'm going to need to take the heart back with me to study it more. Like, I'm
The liver, the
well
lung.
versed in the magics.
The heart is shriveled. You can take the heart. What was your medicine check? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The heart looks okay. You may you may find upon examining the shriveled heart, you may notice that there is a small hole in the heart, which would be indicative of a heart attack. However, with that medical check, you realize that most likely happened post-mortem and not the actual cause of
Oh,
death.
someone stabbed him in the heart. Scorn's mother, perhaps, or someone who knew we'd come along
It could have been bugs
and
eating
thought,
it,
hey,
for all you know.
they just wanted to like frame him to make it look like a heart attack. Could be Bugs Bunny eating him. I'm really confused. Okay.
Jesus.
What's up, Doc? Okay, so let's see.
Oh gosh.
All right, so we've done perception, we've done investigation, we have done medicine. What is the final one?
Detect magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have any? You don't have survival, right? I'm just trying to think
Unfortunately, no.
about like whether we could find out anyone tinkered with the body after it died, but it might have been a long time anyway. I don't know if Trax would still be here.
I mean, if we
Just
double up, I can also do survival.
We could double and triple up all we want, but
Oh, I say that because I did perception.
yeah.
Wait, maybe I can summon something and it can do a just.
Well, you know what?
Bird.
Let's take our last bit and then we will collectively insight and see what we can infer from what we have discovered. How's that?
Sure.
Cool.
All right, so just making sure. You want to cast Detect Magic.
I mean, I don't really have any like other applicable skills here, to be honest. You know, it's not really my forensics isn't really my area of expertise. You know, I have a best a casual interest in forensics. No,
Okay, well,
no,
I'll tell you what. Okay, because I promised you 4 rolls. So and since Deacon has no, by his own admission, no applicable roles, what we'll do is Deacon will determine which of the other 3 people can have 1 extra roll, and Deacon's assistants will give a +5 to the roll. So you will have the D20, you will have the D12, you'll have the D4, plus you'll have a +5 from Deacon.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
So
okay, yeah. Oh man.
Deacon could make this roll himself at this point and still do all right.
Right?
True.
You said a D20, a D12, plus a D4?
well,
And plus 5?
the
Good
D20
God.
the D20 is a skill roll. So your skill roll plus
Right,
the
I'm
D12
just saying.
plus the D4. Yeah.
Yeah, plus a D12, plus 4,
Hell yeah.
plus 5. Good God.
Yeah, yeah, what do we still want to look for, guys? Like, yeah.
I'd want to find out if there's any evidence that can point us in the direction of who might have done this. I'm not sure we're going to find anything.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Done it.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
What's up?
So I'll bring you all over to the spot where I found the syringe and go, well, going by the angle, there's probably really like one way that you couldn't have been seen to shoot like that or do whatever. And that most likely would be like over here. Because let's say they came from over here, which would make sense, or over here. It's one of these 2 locations that we might find some kind of like pattern or something of like, hey, I stopped here and then did the syringe thing, and then it was the easiest way to just backtrack out of temple. And we kind of followed the ghost from over here. let's say, Yiga or whoever did it, were like standing over here waiting for them to come into range and then shot him.
It would be in
Maybe
character. I
there's
mean, it seems close to the Triforce, and that's where Yiga would probably be trying to look for. So
So there's a possibility in somewhere in this like corner we might find something.
Sure, go for it.
okay, yeah, I'm game for that.
Okay, so just to double check, we are here, and say this hallway. We are going to run another investigation check, which is perfectly fine, to look for anything that might shed more light on what happened with the syringe administrating to Odin.
That, or if by chance they left behind any kind of like swatch of cloth or a drop of blood or something, to kind of get an idea of if they were waiting for a while. Maybe there's like remnants of like peanuts or something. Who knows?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. That would
Like the
all
situation with the last Yiga, right? You know, if they've just been chilling there for question mark years.
yeah. Okay, so that will all be umbrella underneath the check. Absolutely. Anything of interest pertaining to the situation as you have discovered it, or even anything remotely potential or remotely related to it,
Yes.
regarding that. Okay, absolutely. So who is making the investigation check?
Often has the higher one. I will help him because I'm also proficient in it.
Yay!
So that way he'll have advantage.
Okay, so with the leader's proficiency, assisting stuff in, we'll take it step by step. You have advantage on the roll, so give me advantage on an investigation roll, and then we'll roll
Be a
our supplemental.
15. Plus 5 is a 20.
That's a D4.
Plus 3 is a 23.
Are
Plus
you including your
5
bonus?
from Deacon. No, not yet. 23 plus 5 is 28. Plus my bonus is a 39 total.
Jeez.
There we go.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
All
man.
right.
Let's do that.
I'll
Should
say
I use a muffin here? So I could crack 40? No.
No.
I think I'm good with 39.
I
Go
think
right ahead.
42.
Munch. Love it.
All right. Okay. So let me just make a quick adjustment to that inventory. Where is it? There it is. And health potions, saving throws, ability checks. There we go. All right. And there you go. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's see what you find. One, when going back to the site where you found the syringe, you find a small piece of initially what you think is a small piece of stone. And upon closer examination, it is not a stone.
It's a business card that has all this person's personal information, right?
Yes. No, it is a small chunk of Goron hide.
Oh.
Okay. So with that, you were able to discern that there is a probability that Oten was not the target because before it hit Odin, it deflected off of Rocky. Moving forward, at the other end of the room, you find a strange-looking cylindrical glass tube. It is against the wall, kind of mixed into the foliage, like into the vines of the wall. You find a small cylindrical glass tube. This very well is most likely the projectile tube, and also keep in mind, pointing out that the glass tube is broken as well. It looks like it was intentionally stepped on and kind of like kicked to the side of the wall.
How broken is it?
It looks, I mean, like the ends of it are intact, like you can see like the opening of it, but the whole middle, it's like as if somebody like had stepped on it from like a perpendicular point of view, and like the middle is like just like crushed and shattered. It's like, so the two end pieces are intact, but everything that's in the middle is just kind of like shards of glass.
How long is it?
Hard to tell, but I mean, it looks like it's give or take a couple inches. It might be it may have been about a foot long. Not to meta my own game, but does anybody have mending?
Yes.
I do, and I'm trying to fix it. So yeah, I want to see if I can mending those two sides together, because as long as it's a foot or shorter, I can do it.
Okay.
So we had 12 inches to work with.
All right, you are absolutely able to mend it, and upon remeasuring, it's about 10 inches.
Hell yeah.
And and you can also tell that there is on the inside of the tube, you can now see striations from where something was obviously pressurized and propelled through the tube.
Cool. Can I tell if this is Gerudo glass?
You can, and yes, it is. And another point is on one side of the glass where there is very little striations, there appears to be a scuff marks on like the outside ring of the tube.
Oh wow.
And with going with the checks that, like I said, I'm honoring the checks that have been made thus far. You guys are able to decipher that this was not a blowgun. This was a piece of an accessory. Like the dart went in the tube, but the tube went in something else.
Cool.
And most likely, whatever that something else was the actual method of propulsion.
Yeah, Deacon has never seen anything like this before. That's interesting.
No, this is new shit.
I'm trying to think of. We have this tube. What are spells that are there spells that we have in our arsenal that could be used to I don't think we could scry on it or legend lore or something like that.
I think
I can identify it, but best thing to do. Wait, sorry, Lito, what'd you say?
I can scry on it.
Oh, true. Yeah, you can find out the owner of an object doing that, right?
You have a penalty if it's just a possession, but still might be good.
Okay, I am willing to do this, but only after we check on Saria.
Oh, true, yeah. That sounds good.
Unfortunately, this is kind of, old news, and I think we need to focus on, people that are actually alive at the moment.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Okay, that works for me. Yeah, we should we should probably. Sorry, honestly, you raise a good point. I think even Deacon would probably be itching for that. Just because, like, ultimately, I think he kind of wants to be, like, out of this room, if I'm honest. So he probably would agree with that pretty easily.
Well, I'm also going with the fact that, I guess you guys, when you left Saria with, like, a book or something and food, so that way she wasn't bored.
Yeah. No.
Coloring book.
True, actually.
Vito
Actually,
was
that's
not
canon,
there.
yes. I mean, that's
Vito
true.
was not there, so I don't know what you guys left her with. All I know is you kept saying she's asleep, she's asleep, she's asleep.
Yeah, that's all I knew, too. I don't know. Yeah.
You left her with a Sheikah slate that had TikTok installed on it.
She's fine. She's all good. She's a
Yes, Flappy Bird.
she's a Kokiri,
There's
that's
a-
all she
It's got Rito Bird.
needs.
All right, let's
So
see.
lead the way.
Look at. All
All
right,
right.
let me remove the shapes. I think clear. Oh wait,
Oh.
no, that would have been bad.
If you remove them, can you put a box where we found a pipe?
Yeah.
Old?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep an idea of where things are if we come back and are like, where was that stuff?
Oh wait. Man, how do I? It's not the right level. No.
Goon, do you want to hold on to the glass tube, or do you want me to put it in the bag of holding?
She'll probably hold on to it. It's sturdy, but still, who knows?
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I think it's a little bigger. Maybe a little bigger still. Hold on a sec. There we go. Glass tube found. Okay, got it. Not the prettiest, but it works. Okay. All right. So, anything else before moving on to the Yiga tunnels?
I think
Actually-
that's it for
Go
me.
ahead. Can I do? I don't know. I don't know if this is double dipping. I wanted to know if I could like. Did we harvest the lung as part of our autopsy, like stuff? And are you like holding on to that? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna take. He's taking some of these body parts, I guess, with him.
Okay,
Wrap them up carefully.
that works.
I'll also take
That's
the
all
armor
I-
because the fact that, give it to Belle as like
Oh, true.
we found your dad.
That's true. Maybe some of
You
the
know, I mean-
Hylian patches I could cut off too.
We could probably find someone that had true resurrection if we really want.
Nah, I mean, I know out of character he's a bad guy, so I'm not too fussed about that.
Also, that's really expensive, and he didn't seem that nice of a guy.
Oh yeah,
I
that's a valid point.
I think I just want to make sure we had that because I was thinking we could present that to Isaac and see if he could identify the thing. Like, I don't know, just because he's like a chemical sword, maybe he knows something else that we don't. So yeah, but aside from that, that's all. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So let us move forward to the Yiga tunnels. And let me find them. Water temple. Yeah. All right, there we go. Got him. Oh, wait. Okay, there it goes.
He's dark.
I know it's still loading. There it is. Okay. All right, let me fix these and put Gully on in there. And of course, find Saria. There we go.
I was gonna say, it looks like she's shorter and on fire.
Much better, right?
Excellent.
I also don't see anything. I just have a black screen.
Oh, shit.
I've never been down here, so I don't. That might be why.
Oh, I have your
I think your
token.
token probably doesn't have vision. Did you give his token vision? Like night
That-
vision and stuff?
I don't know. Let me check on
Yeah.
it. Let me see. Is your screen dark too, Gully?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's fine too. I have vision applied to my token, so I can
Might.
see stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I see everything just fine.
All right.
I've gone blind.
V-
Need a seeing eye, Decoon.
do you have any dark vision or anything like that?
Sure.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
60 feet.
Nice. Hey, dark vision, that's cool.
Let's see. Is that better?
There we go. I can
There.
see.
Excellent.
Giant Saria.
Flaming giant Saria.
Let me get my zoom done properly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not, we're not biased. If she is flaming, perfectly fine with us.
Maybe she just has a really good idea.
True.
A burning idea. Burning passion for something.
All right. My computer's being a little bit
Like getting
slow.
the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Computer's not letting me drag at the moment, but
It does sound like a drag.
it does.
Roll for initiative. She's pissed.
Whoops.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Do I have a character thing for her? That would work better. You are.
Oh, there she is.
Aw.
Yeah, but that's not a token. Okay, we'll keep this. Sorry for the time being. All right. So, I'm gonna say she's over in the corner, and so you guys come to the entrance to the Yiga tunnels at the in the temple. And you make your way down. and you find Saria just sitting in the corner, looking a little annoyed. And when the full party makes it down, she's like, I don't want to sound mean or ungrateful or anything of that nature, but where in Hylia have you been?
Well, I was at Lone One Ranch, and then I visited my sister, and then I went to Castletown. I met up with these guys, and then we went to a gas station, and then we came here, and then we beat up Kiwako, still her in a bottle, and then we found some dead people, and now we're here.
So you just
Your temple's
kinda...
kind of a mess, to be honest.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it didn't used to be that way.
Well, it can be fixed. We just had to,
Deacon
take care of the problem.
Deacon chimes in. Me think it'll look better in autumn. Hee. Autumn besties. Tasty drinks.
It's, she's completely unaware of what you're talking about. And it's just like, do you have any food by any chance? It's been a few days. I'm a little hungry.
I got food. I always got food. He reaches in his pocket and like pulls out like a foot-long sub for her.
Nice.
Like, here. If you prefer vegetarian, I have a vegetarian one too. And he reaches in his other pocket and pulls out a different foot-long sub.
It's like, I would prefer the vegetarian, thank you.
There you go. Do you want any tzatziki sauce with that? I'm gonna have some in one of these.
This will do just fine. And she proceeds to slowly but firmly eat the sandwich while not breaking eye contact with Deacon. And Deacon, from your recollection, Saria is not a vegetarian. You have seen her eat meat on at least a number of occasions. So the fact that she is expressly requesting the vegetarian of the two while hard staring at you while she consumes it, it makes you a little uneasy.
Why would she do that to me? I don't understand.
You're a veggie.
Because you are a veggie, as Lito has put it.
Fair.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're not sandwiched between two pieces of bread, huh?
Like,
that's true.
Typically, Saria is a very light-hearted, kind, generous individual, and you have no reason to suspect that this is not Saria. This is Saria. I will flat out tell you that. However,
Fair. She's very upset with me. She can he maintain. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is like the level of angry that she can get to, where she's like, I'm going to pretend that Deacon is the sandwich, and I'm going to just stare at him while I eat him as a sandwich.
I guess that's more natural than being furniture. You can he kind of he looks at her and he watches, and once he kind of realizes, he just kind of looks at the ground, shuffles his feet a little bit.
I step in front of Deacon and bend down, pat him on the shoulder, and then I druid craft some flowers out of the ground and be like, "Rose like flowers. You should give them to her, and maybe she won't want to eat you."
Deacon nods slowly. Yeah. So I would actually
Actually, you know what? I make one big sunflower. That's what I give you.
Nice. I would actually like to compare that with the flowers I dried that we found when we initially found her,
Mhm.
or in the first session,
Mhm.
quote unquote her, whatever. I guess that was
Those flowers.
mine. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to just kind of like gently offer those to her. Go. Sorry. I was doing my best. We still have these. I had these when we thought we first saw you, and I saved them because I thought they might be important to saving and finding you, but then they were not. But maybe you would still like some dried flowers to. Do not think they would be good on the sandwich. I'm sorry.
She accepts the flowers and takes one look at them, and she goes.
Eats them.
She goes. I will admit I'm not entirely clear as to what flowers from Mido's garden has to do with me, but it is a very kind gesture, and I will say that as a token of my appreciation, I have less of a craving for a fish sandwich now. And she kind of side eyes Lito.
I do. I didn't even know you were down here until they told me.
And then she just lips the words to you. Fish sandwich.
And Needle mouths back to her. Bring it. Short stuff.
Deacon is like checking his pockets, like, I think I have some fish ski around here somewhere.
She goes, oh, well, I've never drank before, but you know what they say. No time to start like the present. But
Wait, before you start drinking, I think this would be the perfect time for us to take a moment, and Deekun, you can play something for her to get her in better spirits.
Deacon chimes in. Sorry, if I play your song, it's probably just insulting at this point, isn't
Oh,
it?
no, not her song. Like a song about what took us so long to come back
Gotcha.
to get her.
Gotcha.
And what's happening in the temple, so that way she goes upstairs and is like, oh, wow, there's a lot of dead bodies, and you're good with, songs. So, just saying.
Okay. All right. Here, give me 1 moment to compose myself, and I reach for my ocarina, and yeah, sorry, my page is literally frozen, like my entire browser just crashed. Give me 1 second as I reload. But yeah,
it's okay. I
I
did notice that you pumped out, so I figured something was going on.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I will take out my ocarina, and I will attempt to play like a nice little song detailing some of our adventures. And let's see.
What kind of floor is it by chance?
Actually, that's a good point. Quite good question.
The floor is I believe it's solid stone.
Okay. Can I do 2 more quick
No,
little
the floor is
things?
lava.
Please no.
Wrong temple.
God
wrong
damn it,
temple,
Fire
really.
Sage!
Wrong temple.
Stop turning the damn floor into lava.
I would like to try and do something.
I
If
God,
you
I want
would.
that to be canon.
I've never done this before, but I want to try something. And I'll, get Deekun to come over and sit down in front of me with his little feet. And I'm going
Yes.
to try and see if this works to grow out of his feet halves of coconuts. So he will be able to like kind of tap dance as he plays if he wishes.
Well, so you are attempting to
He is a plant, so
yes, but growing a half of a coconut.
well, I'll put his feet together and then grow the coconut between them, and then have Gully slice it in half.
Okay, that could
Hopefully-
that functionally that works.
That's much more reasonable.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Let's do it this way. Um. Okay, before I say anything, we are committing to this, right?
I'm not going to
Okay, I
stop
don't
you.
want to.
I don't think I understand
no.
what you're doing.
I would prefer not to grow it out of his feet because the fact that I have a feeling that as soon as we grow the coconut and cut him, he's going to take damage. Instead, I'd like to grow it out of the ground, then cut it, and then grow like a strap around both of his feet because I know how you were going to do that.
Okay.
Fair, yes.
Okay.
So,
I would then be coconut feet until the end of time.
yeah,
You-
which would
you-
be awesome.
You are right.
Yeah.
And
Grow in height.
however, what I was
All
going
I'm
to
saying
do.
is if I'm going to have coconuts, they should eventually be on the chest.
Yes.
Nice. So the function the way I was going to have it function was I was going to have Deacon roll a d20 for temporary health points prior to Gully making an attack roll on how much on splitting the coconut. So it would have been a Gully's damage roll minus the d20 that Deacon rolled, but we are not doing that. So yes, growing coconuts out of the ground and not on Deacon, and
Just need
having
one.
Gully cut them in half to make
Coconut shoes.
coconut
No,
shoes.
coconut clops
Yes.
that I then twine and around his foot so that way now he can. While he dances and sings and plays an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Give me here, man. Okay. So oh man, sorry. I
Coconut clogs.
reflexively. Yeah, that makes sense. I yeah. Speaking of acrobatics or performance or both.
What's your modifier for acrobatics?
8.
Okay, I would say
I have a
that
+8.
that would be fine for balancing on the coconuts. So just performance for the song.
Okay. All right. All right.
While he's doing that, I'm going to sit in the corner and try and take a short rest, if possible.
27.
Okay. Well, we're going to need a little more than just a song to get to Lito's short rest. So what else can we do?
No, Deku might, have a lot of, music. She might be like, oh, tell me more about the outside world since she hasn't found anything about. You could tell her about the chasm that we fixed. You could tell her about the little bit of information that we know about what's going on in the world, the other temples, about, Gully, since I don't think she knows that Gully's a sage type of thing.
Okay. So I would say within the realm of an hour, Deacon spends the hour bringing Saria up to speed, bringing her more in tune to like what's going on in the world, both positive and negative. Do you tell her about the other entity? So let me see. In the Forest Temple, we have Trixie, Kiwako, Rocky, Odin, and
Her brother.
Rico. Yeah, thank you. What do you tell them about any of those, or do you tell them about any of them? Like she has knowledge of what went on in that temple.
Okay.
Like she was part of Kiwako. So
True.
But like once she was separated from Kiwako and ended up down here, like that's where her knowledge ends.
Gotcha. Okay. I think my song is actually gonna maybe. Well, I have no idea how to tell her brother's fucking dead. That's gonna be a rough one. Suddenly my jaunty song seems a little bit out of place. I was writing it down and everything. I was trying to come up with something.
And I
I'm
just
not gonna do that.
got it all to shit.
You did. All right. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to just like all right. So beyond that, yeah, I don't really want to like leave out details, you know. I don't really want to like lie to her, but I don't really want to tell her about the like, oh yeah, we're helping. Sorry, I shouldn't say that word live on stream, but a very bad person. Should not make comparisons to other evil people of history.
But in game you express it to her uncensored.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are helping, you know, very, very you know, but like, no, okay, wait, no. Sorry, what I was trying to say was I try to not express that to her, so she does not like, no, like, I don't want to tell her about the, you know, like, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to tell her about the Byrova thing. I just want to tell her about, like, the Kiwiko thing. That we sought help to try and protect someone who was you know, kind of stuck to Kiwiko. You know, like we tried to save the girl that Kiwiko had attached to by removing Kiwiko from the equation. And you know, we're trying to see if there are any other ways we can help her, just because, you know, what she went through seemed kind of rough. And yeah, but I don't want to tell her about the Byrova thing, because then the more people that know about that, the higher the chance somebody just says fucking like, oh yeah, Katagi, and then it's all fucked.
Fair. Yeah, keeping that name close to chest and not disseminating it into
Yeah.
the world is probably a good idea.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
as you tell her about this, she comments that like that she knows Trixie. She was in there with Trixie. Like they were from her. You know, the way that she explains it is that she feels that they were both imprisoned in her, in Kiwiko. So
DQ
her.
nods.
Yeah, so her perception of Trixie is that Trixie is this sweet, unfortunate soul that just found herself in the same situation that Sari does. She knows
Yeah,
nothing of Kiwiko's actual story. But she asks you.
definitely.
She says,
Uh,
so did Kiwiko, you know, did she get away? Is she okay? Did you help separate her from Kiwiko the way that, you know, you saved me?
I'm sorry, Saria, but for what it is worth, we were not able to safely separate the two. What we had to do, the reason we were gone so long, is because we had to seek we had to seek someone very, very powerful who could help us with this kind of thing. So we managed to save the one that I have dubbed Trixie, but we were not able to save Kiwiko in the process. I do not know how that makes you feel,
Oh wait,
but
completely
you know.
misworded that. I meant to say Trixie in place of Kiwiko. That Trixie was in there with Kiwiko. You know, Trixie was this sweet, unfortunate soul that found herself in a bad situation with Saria
Gotcha.
within Kiwiko, and she wanted to know if Trixie
Yes.
made it out away from Kiwiko.
Understood. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry about that.
She no, it's okay, it's okay. I was just, yeah. So DQ nods. I imagine, Gully, if it doesn't bug you any, she's probably still with you. I don't know. She
Yeah,
might not even be
yeah.
conscious at this point.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. But I'm just saying, I don't, yeah. But yeah, I kind of like gesture over to Gully, and I say to Saria that she is safe now. You know, we did everything that we did, and we did everything that we could to make sure that she was safe through all of this. That's why we left you down here so long. There was no real way for us to extricate you until that was handled to any knowledge that we could think of. And we did not want to run any risk of either breaching the temple and having, Kiwiko get away with Trixie beforehand. Like, it was a bad situation. But I hope you at least understand why we had to do this. Granted, I should have had the foresight to put you down here with amenities, but I had a lapse in judgment that day, I suppose. I wasn't sure if you would wake up until it was handled or what was going to happen, but yeah, that on me. Sorry.
And she kind of like her base level annoyance does seem to lessen. And she's like, it's like, well, I mean, since you would do it, I understand that you're trying to help Trixie and that it was a bad situation. I mean, I found, myself in this bad situation. It was a bit unprecedented, but at least you weren't just running around forgetting about me. That's honestly kind of what I thought happened, and that's why I was being a little standoffish, but I understand, and I'm sorry for the way that I acted. So okay. Is there anything else you want to express to Saria in the realm of this hour?
I just want to talk. Just want to sorry. We haven't forgot about you from the moment we set foot in this timeline. I promise. I always wanted to come back here, but I just was not. We came here as fast as we could. We wanted to handle it thoroughly. I promise. I never forgot. Um, I I I tell her about the Mido thing, just briefly, and yeah, like how like the fact that he was like he showed up as Saria that first day,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I just explained that kind of set things in motion. That kind of like indicated us that we might not have been immediately ready, for better or for worse.
She goes, yeah. I mean, I honestly, I mean, you know just as much as I do, Deacon. Mido can be a little bit weaselly at times, but uh, he's not malicious. He's just um, annoying.
You can nuts.
He wants to feel like he is more important. Well, not important. I mean, we're all important, but um, he, 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 he likes to tell stories and he likes to be involved in things. And, sometimes things are more harmless and sometimes things are less harmless. But, I mean, you know how things are in Kakariko. I mean, it's all one big community and, we support each other for our, successes just as much as our mistakes.
Deku nuts. He's still young. He'll grow out of it, maybe. Probably not, but he'll be okay. It's at least he still has his garden, still contributes with the crops and stuff. Like, he's doing his best in his own way.
Yeah, he'll find his path. Just what it is right now is just not it.
Fortunately, sorry, I have to tell you something that it's not a good thing.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, a casualty in all of this. There was someone who gave up a lot, to kind of allow this to happen. I am sorry, Saria, but Rico is no longer with us. He essentially, trying to protect you from Kakriko fully consuming you, so to speak. Unfortunately, everything that he did was too much of a drain, and being part of the forest temple, his kind of last act was to lead us to you and to seal off the temple so that Kiwako could not escape while we were finding. Of course, I think in trying to break the seal, kind of clear the phylactery situation, that kind of used up the last of his power. I'm sorry. I just thought it better that you hear it from me than go up there and wonder what happened to him. Can't tell if this is for tension or if you're muted, Puck.
Hold on.
Fuck.
There, wait. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Can you hear me?
Oh, hey,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I can
There
hear
we
you.
go.
All right. Yeah. My microphone needed to get plugged in again. All right. So
Did you hear all that?
yeah. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Did she? I don't know where I left off.
I heard nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
She asked if there was any part of Rico left in the temple.
Was there a question mark? I don't think so. I think it just is the temple. Was the temple, but I'm sorry. I don't know if that's true or not. I was just
He was the temple.
Yeah.
And so, but I will say that there is kind of like a withered and degraded like silhouette. I'm avoiding using
Gotcha.
I'm avoiding
Last
using the
device.
word husk for obvious reasons.
Definitely.
Yeah, there is something that is no longer alive that was in the area where he passed away. So you
Okay,
could safely answer that yes.
Yeah, I'd like to just tell her the location. Ask her if she wants us to bring her there, or if she'd like to go alone.
Because I think that for everything that he's done, the less that we and the least that we could do for him is to bring him home.
That sounds good to me. Sorry. I
Well,
I
the thing is, Saria, and this is just, someone who has a brother or sister. Honestly, wherever you are is kind of his home.
you could nuts.
That is true, which brings me to my second request. That you bring me home. She says, I have a deep love for our people, and I have a lot of respect for the position of being a sage, but I cannot continue in this role. It has cost more people than me everything. And I think it's time to pass that torch.
Deacon nods slowly, says, you've done your part, Saria. It's okay to take your rest
Hey,
now.
wait.
Hmm?
This is important because the fact that we're kind of in need of this. We're okay with you not being the sage anymore. That's fine. If you don't want to be the sage of this temple, whatnot. But kind of need a sage for the forest temple. So if you could be on the lookout, kind of give us an idea of what to look for, that would be, maybe just put Mito in since he really wants to be in here.
I'm not saying that Mito would not be a good sage. I think that if he does not give himself some time to mature into his own, that
Oh.
he could find himself in a very dangerous situation.
Well, here's the thing. Since you are in theory Generation 1 sage, new Generation 2 sages like Gully have the ability to not actually be stuck inside the temple all the time. So you could in theory be like a mentor to him.
I would be the most qualified to be a mentor to anybody, but
But
one
you
of
would absolutely love it? Great.
but one of the core principles of the Forest Temple is caring for others more than you care for yourself, and that is not something that can be mentored. It's
But
something
it
that
is something that you would know what to look for.
I will. I would absolutely keep an eye out for anybody that I feel would make a fit for a good sage. And I'm sure, that this would not be a small list of applicants, each one bringing their own special abilities to being a sage. But I do feel that at this point in time, he if he were to accept the position, he would put himself and many others in danger, and I think that would kind of be the opposite of what a forest temple sage would be.
Okay. You would at least know what to look for, so that way you can tell us and we can start looking and you can start looking. Because, we're kind of in the need of a water sage too. If you kind of know kind of the idea of what to look for, then we can kind of look for it since Gully took over the fire sage temple and he's doing a great job. But he's kind of a newbie since his mentor kind of just disappeared.
Well, okay. Actually, I'm going to pause this conversation now, and we'll circle back to it because to fill in this hour-long gap, which now I'm pointing out that we have reached the hour part because Lito has now finished whatever he's doing and is now contributing to the conversation. So from that point to now, Gully, have you done anything, or do you want to do anything with your short rest?
Wow.
And Stefan, I'm coming for you next.
Honestly,
I don't have
with
any
short
ideas.
rests, I'm probably. Would I be able to pop to the temple and come back?
How does the teleportations go? Is the teleportation two-way or is it just to the temple?
Well,
Teleportation is straight to the temple.
Yeah, and then I have a helm that I can use to come back.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. There we go. There's our answer. Okay. All right. So you pop. So you want to pop over to the temple, and
Yeah. I just need to refresh my juices, my fire juices. Say hey to my people.
well, your aura juices are a long rest, but that's still, you can still come in. You can still converse with everyone. You see how everything is going. Um, we have Ralph is still in there.
Check on Ralph. Yep.
Ralph is um, fed
Hasn't eaten
nicely.
anybody.
He hasn't eaten anybody. Nobody has eaten him. He is. You can see him kind of like there seems to be a bit of activity going on in the temple. When you come in, before anybody notices you, and you just kind of like observe it, it appears that they are starting to build living quarters inside the temple. Um, so what you see is you notice that the people are like bringing in stones, like cut stones. Um, you notice
We have
that
living quarters though.
do they just did Gully just?
Oh, we made impressions into the wall. So that way
Oh,
they
okay.
had rooms built into the wall.
Okay, yeah, okay, so they have like built-in like
Honeycomb.
sort of. So now they're just kind of like adjusting it further. Like they're bringing like big stones to kind of like set up walls, things like that. You can just see even like the striations in the ground where after a few minutes you can see that uh, that Ralph is like hooked up to a type of like harness, and he is just dragging multiple stones at a time, where everyone else, it takes like 4 people to carry one stone. He's dragging like 3 to 4 all by himself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's just like you can see that the although you have and will always have this ability to change the floor layout in a whim. This is something that they have to do manually, and there's a section of the temple that is taking greater shape. It's becoming more closed off, more like a room, and less like an open hostel. So, uh, yeah, that's kind of what's going on at the temple right now.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Good stuff. Keep up the good work, everyone. It's looking awesome.
And the collective just waves and cheers. You get a couple of those whistles where people like put their fingers in their mouth, and I can't whistle like that, never could, but they can, so it happens. And and then you helm teleport right back out over like the course of an hour. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about stuffing?
I don't know what Stephen's up to, quite honestly.
That's fair.
I think he'd just be like,
that can absolutely be the thing. All right, so after the hour's time passed, now we come back to where our conversation left off in trying to find a sage. And Saria starts talking about just because there is, at least on her part, in anticipation that eventually you guys are going to split up again. She wants to go home. You guys still have your adventure to continue on to. So, she says, she'll keep an eye out looking for people. She'll spread the word of the temple, but the most some of the most important traits to look out for is one, as she had mentioned, that the person absolutely must have a desire to help others before themselves, and that help specifically comes in terms of healing. The Forest Temple is a healing, a temple designed for healing. And I'm going to reference the other session when you were fighting Kiwiko, and as one of the abilities that Kiwiko had being in this temple, she had 2 separate healing abilities. She had a legendary action and a layer action where she could heal. So yeah, the
Well,
yeah,
Saria, I got a question for you. It's a two-parter.
Of course.
So while you were up there, you know if there's a fairy fountain up there? Because, healing and everything?
No, no. I have. I mean, to my knowledge, generally, that there's really like there aren't fairy temples present inside the sage temples.
As a sage, do you know how to create one?
A fairy?
Like a fairy fountain. Because we found some, but there's no like fairies that live there and do the thing.
Like no fairies at all.
Yeah, we found a fountain with no fairies. We let them out, stuff and talk to them, and they were like, I don't know, stuff and what did they say?
The problem's not stuffing. The problem is the person who's playing stuffing just does not remember.
This is the fairies
well-
that we know the great fairies were kind of trapped at one point, right? Like we found the cage in the water temple.
Right.
Yes, we
If
did.
you remember that.
Yeah.
So, we know that they were at least at one point like entrapped. We know that the fairies kind of were dimly aware of this. They said they hadn't been around for a while. They probably need some help. They don't know where the great fairies are. So yeah, they've just kind of been gone for a while and nobody really knows where. It's kind of a problem by itself, actually.
It's kind of one of those that, you've been a sage for a while. If there was a great fairy in there, did you notice all of a sudden they like disappeared or no?
No. I like to think that I know every square inch of that fairy fountain. I'm sorry, of the sage temple, and
Did you know about down here though?
That's
I mean, I've never been down here.
But you knew about it.
Well, I knew that it like existed, but it wasn't really something that I could or had a curiosity about. There's lots of things in Hyrule, and well, I honestly just, to my knowledge, I thought that the tunnels were abandoned.
Okay. But do you know where the other fairy fountains are? Like, if we have a map, you can mark them so we can go check them out too.
I mean, if I had that information, I definitely would. I mean, I can tell you things that I know about fairy fountains, but location is not one of those things I have knowledge about.
Like, tell me about them so I can write it down so that way next time we find something, I have an idea.
Okay, well, there's two types of fairy fountains. There's your normal fairy fountain, and there is a great fairy fountain. The and then she kind of like looks around. She goes, I don't mean to.
We can go upstairs.
Yeah, please. I would like that.
Okay.
I think. I would like to. I would like to have this discussion in Kakariko Village, if possible.
Okay. Can I offer you a ride on my shoulders?
Sure.
That way you can talk as we walk.
I guess that would be a good thing. I mean, either way, I can walk and talk at the same time. I don't want to
But this
be
is
down
a
here anymore.
like once in possible multiple day type thing that you'll be really tall at the same time.
Well, yes, I will happily hitch a ride, but
Okay.
just don't think me an invalid.
Okay.
All right. So you guys collectively make your way back up into the temple. All right.
Guess so. We pick up, unfortunately, Rico's body.
Forest Temple. Mhm.
So Leto, I'm looking at my notes, which are not particularly great, but I did take notes during sessions. And there were 6 fairies that we met previously, and 4 of them came from other fountains, and 2 of them
Okay.
came from Hyrule. So it might be that those 4 fairies, would know something more about other fairy locations. They were missing, I think we said this before, the Great Fairy for the temple. That's what they needed. But I also have in my notes, did you I wrote down Leto bought fairies.
I have a bunch.
You have a bunch in your bottles, right?
Yes. I have
So
11.
you could potentially ask them. You could potentially ask them if they know anything more about the location of fountains, if you want.
I don't know if they speak, like, common. I thought you were just speaking to them in, like, a fairy language.
I can't remember. Right. Stefan would know. Yeah, I could speak to them for sure, probably. They flash lights a lot too.
Yeah, you know what? We'll say. I forget what language you speak, but yeah, let's. I mean, yeah, stuff in.
Like ancient or something.
It's the equivalent, but I forget what it's called. And if I bring up the wiki, everyone's gonna fucking see it. So,
Don't worry about it.
yeah. Actually, wait, I might be able to bring it up on. Let me see.
According to the Zelda wiki, according to AI, the Zelda wiki says they speak Hylian common, but they can also have tinkling sounds and shimmering effects.
Good.
It could be like an old version of Hylian.
All right, let me. Okay, I'm on the page. There it is. Language. Yeah.
Don't all speak though.
They speak common and Deku. So yeah, they would speak common, and let me see what the equivalent is for Deku.
What are you looking up?
I'm seeing what the there it is. Sylvan. Sylvan is the D&D equivalent to the language of Deku.
Speak Deku. That part of why I mean Deku.
that is
Why?
typically spoken by fairies, Deku scrubs, Kokiri, Koroks,
Leto.
and forest
Hell yeah.
elementals. And Leto too.
Yep.
There you go. So okay, Deku in common, yeah.
Okay.
So let's go upstairs and then we'll head out, and then I guess we'll have a conversation in the village.
All right. So you get to the top, and the first thing that you notice is that the once lush green temple has now, as Deegan has said earlier, taken on a more autumn type reddish tone, as the leaves and vines are starting to wilt and wither. As you come up, the first thing that she sees is she sees Rico, and kind of like, how it looks when if like a big marble statue just like falls over and like all the pieces kind of like crash and crumble, but you can still tell like this piece used to be a face, this piece used to be an arm. That's kind of what she spots on Rico, is that enough of him has like crumbled that she like goes to where he was and falls on her knees, and just she has a moment. Like there's no bawling, there's no wailing. She just walks over, kneels down quietly, slowly starts to collect pieces of what used to be her brother. Grabs an arm, a piece of chest, possibly a shoulder. And last, she leans over and picks up about 3/4 of his face, looks at it, holds it close to her chest, and slowly gets up from her kneeling position. She turns to your party and she says, This is what I can't do again. It's too much. Says, I think it's time to move on.
Iku nods slowly, says, I knew him well in my original run. He was a very good man. It is a shame.
She nods with agreement, turns north, and starts to walk in a straight line. Before anybody can stop her and point out that there's a wall there, she holds up her hand, and what's left of the entangled wall splits. She continues further north, holds up her arm, and the wall splits. And one last time on the third wall, before making her way to where over here where the entrance to the temple was. She sees a sealed wall. She looks back at the party and says, if this was always here, maybe this wouldn't have happened. And as she continues, and then as she starts to make way to where the door was, the door itself splits. And right before you, who has the lead has the highest perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Leto, you notice that every time the wall has split, when the door to the temple opened, every time she moved forward, where she stood, there was a small pile of ash. And as you make your way out of the temple, you realize that in her possession at this point, the arm that she had picked up is no longer there. Still, most of the parts of Rico that she picked up, but the arm specifically is gone. So, you've made your way out of the forest temple. What would you like to do?
I'd like to ask Saria where she'd like to go, if she has a place that's comfortable for her.
Says, I would like to see Flora.
Deacon nuts.
We have been a little disconnected as of late.
All right, we'll lead you there.
All right. So, we will you travel as you make your way first to Kakriko Village. So as you make your way to Kakriko Village, the entire town is buzzing with life. There's chicken herders as you come out the well. There's kids running through the well, assuming they're kids, running through the fields, playing games. You know, the windmill's running in full tilt. You can see Mido tending to his garden, and you know, people going about their day-to-day life in a relatively jovial manner.
Hey, Puck.
Uh-huh.
This
That's
is Kakariko, not Kokiri.
What did I say?
You're in Kakariko Village right now. We should be in Kokiri. If it's
Kokiri.
outside the forest temple.
Okay, so this is going to circle back to an earlier conversation where I had admittedly known that I messed up the map. So, you know what? Just give me a quick moment of
I
exposition.
just wanted to make sure.
Yes. Hold on. Let me transfer over to the world map, and I'll continue this conversation with this. Because we did discuss this a little while back on, I believe it was a chat broadcast. So the way
It's only a month or two.
yeah, so the way that this map is, to my mistake, but we are running with it because, you know, we're this deep into the campaign. This right here is, let me make sure that, let me do a little back and forth real quick to make sure I get everything on the map.
This should be Kakariko.
Okay. Yeah. This
Yeah,
this
to
is
make
this is,
Kokiri should be
yeah.
down here.
yeah. So this over wait, there it is. Right here is technically Kakariko Village. By the way, this is the Ocarina of Time map. But the way that I, admittedly again to my mistake, I have been running it was I have been running this as Kakariko Village, this as the Great Deku Tree, which it is, and this is the Lost Forest. So, this whole. Sorry, can I let me thicken that a bit?
Yeah, I can see the green outline.
Okay, yeah, this whole area has been like the Kakariko area, whereas this is actually Kakariko Village, but I'll work in a reason that it's not that anymore later on.
Okay.
But yeah, so as we have come out, like
It literally took me 5 years to realize that at all. I don't think I realized it at all until it was pointed out to me.
Exactly. Yeah,
like
same.
2 months ago.
Same. But I also one of the ways that I've run this is like I need things to be more geographically spread out. So if it wasn't run this way, let me see. What it would be is this is Zora's Domain, this is Kakariko Village, this is Goron Mountain, and they're just like really on top of one another. And then there's Hyrule Castletown. So to spread them out a bit and take full usage of the full map, yeah, that's mistake aside, that's also one of the reasons that I have it the way that it is.
Just checking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you know what? I mean, honestly, like I am happy to discuss anything like at any point with anybody about like why things are the way they are because yeah, sometimes it's a happy mistake. It's a happy mistake.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. I absolutely, man. I had to do similar things.
Yeah. So this is the new. Let's say it's the new Kakriko Village
I
in
am
Kokiri
geographically
Forest.
challenged.
Does that sound good?
Okay.
We'll say that the
OG
horrific thing.
Kakariko got nuked.
Yeah, because that is just its history. Kakariko Village does not have good historical thing with, not being invaded. So yes, this is Kakariko Village inside Kokiri Forest, but this is still the well that leads to the temple because magic, and now they're even closer to the Great Deku Tree. So good for them. Okay, so they come into Kakariko Village, and this is what you have spotted. Is there anything you want to acknowledge? Anything you want to look for, or are we just heading straight to Flora?
I want to ask, like, I don't know if it's a bad time. To be honest, I was gonna, if it's like bad timing, I was gonna ask Saria if there's anyone that she can remember that she might think is a fit, like just while we're walking.
As you turn
I
around
feel
to
like that
ask,
might be better than just a march of pure silence. Oh,
as you turn around to ask Saria that question, you see that specifically that she is hiding behind Gully. Oh no, wait, she's riding on top of. She was riding on top of.
No shoulders.
What was that?
On my shoulders, but she popped down, as far as I know.
Yeah. So when you get to the village, like she popped down off your shoulders. And Deacon, as you go to ask her the question about the sage, you turn around and you notice that she's hiding behind Gully as you walk. She is at the time for right now. She is intentionally trying to obscure herself from people in the village.
can I whisper to her if she wants like a little, disguise or different outfit to put on or something? Like whisper it or use my telepathy?
It's just like you know what? Yeah. Let's say she replies and she's like, I mean, just anything that obscures like a cloak or a hat or or really
Sure.
big blanket. Anything is really fine.
Okay. So I have a disguise kit. That I have. So I imagine it contains like we have her like a fluffy like green hat. And like it's like one of those like big like like tricorn looking hats, like a musketeer thing, or not like a tricorn, like a big, musketeer's hat. It's got like a feather in it, and it's like made for adult humans, so it like obscures her head. It's just like way too big for her. And then I'll give her like a similar like musketeer like cloak, which is again just too big for her, so it wraps around her shoulders like a green blanket. That's just a lot smoother in texture. That's all I got. Sorry.
I think his headset might have died again.
Yeah. I don't know why it does that. That's weird.
I don't know.
Okay, well anyway, okay, yeah, so she's heavily obscured and pointing out that for all the times that you have visited all the different locations in all of Hyrule, it is pretty commonplace that you often come with a new traveling member of your party. So,
That's true.
yeah, so nobody is really expecting to see Saria, and nobody's looking for it. So she is obscured and goes unnoticed. But that being said, so you're able to continue on, and you make your way to the Great Deku Tree, where
Guys, I will be right back. I'll meet you at the Deku Tree. I have an errand to run.
Okay. Stay safe, big guy.
No worries.
Puck, I sent you what I was going to try and do
all right, you got it.
on Discord.
Uh, do I? Oh, I'm trying to find my Deku Tree page. That so usually whenever it gives me a thumbnail of the location, it has a picture of something, and for the Great Deku Tree, it has a picture of Bongo Bongo, which I don't understand.
That's weird.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's not, at least from what I can see, it's not anywhere on the page. Like they're in, like it.
What the hell?
Yeah. All right, so you make your way into the Great Deku Tree, and let me just check my message from Lido, see what he's up to. All right. Anyway, okay. So, okay, gotcha. All right. Okay. So we will definitely circle back to that in a moment, but we have.
This is what it is. It says
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Never heard that word before. Just want to make sure it wasn't a typo.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I double checked 3 times and I'm like, nope, that's what it needs.
Okay. We will visit that in just a moment. Okay, so we get to the Great Deku Tree, and inside we have Flora. Stefan, have you met Flora yet?
I have not met Flora.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure before I go into dialoguing about seeing people again. Okay. So prior to this campaign, before Ganondorf was killed and defeated, he cursed the Deku Tree, and then in the campaign, in a campaign, but prior to the Cataclysm campaign, the Kakriko Village was invaded, and that is when we found Flora, who is a Deku Tree sapling. So over time, she will become the new Great Deku Tree. She will become the magical anchor and hub that is Kakariko Village and all the Kokiri. She will be the new, essentially the new mother figure, because all Deku and Kokiri also are birthed from the Great Deku Tree. So there has not been any new Deku Scrubs or Kokiri for some while because of this incident, but with Flora, we have a new budding Deku Tree, and she will ultimately is destined to reach that. But she is still like she is the acting figurehead of the community, whether or not she can create more Deku Scrubs and Kokiri.
So now that she's young, she's like humanoid, right? But eventually she just becomes a giant tree.
Yeah. I mean, this is her current form. This is I believe, the third form she has taken in her progression. When we first met her, she was this pudgy little sapling with a pink bow on her head.
Very cute.
She was so cute.
I know, and I've had to like remove so many things over the years. Let me see if I can find any semblance of file work for her that I might have still loaded up on here. Okay, I don't have the bow anymore, but yeah, that was the first iteration of Flora when we met her, and this is her now. So yeah, she will go through future transformations until she fully envelops and becomes the Deku Tree. But right now, she is she's still learning her way. She still has her limitations. You know, she's just like any other living creature that is just trying to handle life. So she makes mistakes. She you know, she can act irrationally, like, you know. But yes, so so we have met Flora again, and as everyone comes into the Great Deku Tree, she looks at the current party, and she's like, "Well, there's 5 of you this time, and 2 I've never met." She looks at stuff and what was that?
Yeah, hey there. I'm Stefan. You must be Flora.
I am. I see my reputation precedes me. Yes, I'm Flora. I'm, you know, the one destined to be the new Deku Tree, breaker of chains, mother of dragons, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Yeah. But all kidding aside, I'm trying to do my best. I'm making my way, but
She's kind of the best. Kind of a big deal. Deacon Tremson.
Thank you. That is kind. But you are a rare sight, my new friend. You are clearly a fairy, but I've never seen a fairy.
Well, a fairy, but
I've never seen
very
one
fairy,
that
but
big.
I'm not quite like. Yeah, I'm big for a fairy.
Yeah, the only fairies that I've seen that large are the great. Are you a great fairy?
I'm definitely not a great fairy now. I'm like a sort of decent fairy who's well intentioned most of the time, but I came from a different world, I think, and that's why I'm big. You guys, maybe you're just small, really. That's probably it.
It's
I
true.
didn't stop to think about it, but maybe you're
That
all
makes
just
sense.
really small here.
It's
Well,
true. Me small.
we all come from different worlds, but yours is notably different, it seems. Um, and I guess well,
I don't care what Stuffin says. He is a great fairy. A really, really great fairy.
see, that's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, if calling you a great fairy causes you discomfort, how about I call you a modest fairy?
Oh,
Uh,
you.
yeah, I mean that's fine with me. But you can just call me Stuffin, too.
Ah, stuffin'.
We're on a first name. Yeah.
Stuffin' it is. All right. Well, Stuffin, it is a pleasure to meet you. And who is this other friend that you have brought along? And with that,
No.
she
Oh,
kind of
sorry.
like she steps to the forefront and lifts up her hat. And as her gaze meets Flora, Flora gasps. And she says, Saria, I haven't heard from you in some time. I feared the worst. And she slowly draws back her cloak, revealing the contents of what's in her arms. And she says, you were right to. It appears the worst has happened. And the only thing that I knew that I could do is bring him to you. And now, Flora, not noticing any other person in the room, approaches Saria and takes the remains of Rufio into her own arms. Rico, thank you. Wait, this? Oh, Rufio. I know I fucked that up. Rico takes
Okay.
takes the
Sorry.
remnants of Rico into her arms. And says to her, I will see that he is brought home. She steps away from Saria and now continues to address the rest of the party.
Hey, Deacon, Lito, is Rico
Vito's not
missing like a
there.
arm or something?
Lito's off doing something. But sorry, Stefan, what did you say?
Is Rico missing an arm or something?
Deacon nods slightly.
Before.
Where I come from, he lost his arms. I think think he's just fated to be that way, unfortunately.
That's weird. Okay. You don't think Saria is like tried to like keep it as a souvenir or anything, do you? It's kind of weird, but
I don't think so. I don't know. Unless she burnt it or something. It seemed like there was ash left behind, so
okay.
maybe it's just sorry, that's just my best guess.
All right. So, as a quick moment of exposition, um, because this would be things that Deacon recognizes is with the beliefs of Kakariko, with the Kokiri and the Deku, anything that stems that originates from the Great Deku Tree, there is a firm belief that in the fact that everything in life is connected, even more so to the point that what the concept of returning home is it is sorry, that was a lot of things. Is that when Saria when Saria brings Rico back to Flora, what she is doing is completing that circle of life, in the fact that they are all born from the Deku tree, and whenever possible, that is where they need to go to return home. And coupling it with the bit about Rico's arm, Rico built the Forest Temple as it stands. He sustained the Forest Temple as it stands. And when he died, there was a small bit of residual magic left within him, and every time that magic was used, it removed that part of him. So opening up the temple so that everyone could escape cost Rico, the total cost of doing it was his arm, which was the ash that was puddling as they were making their way out. So the entirety of someone does not need to return to the Great Deku Tree or to Flora to complete this ritual, but it is more the acknowledgement that as long as there's anything physical left, and that is the case in Rico's story, that is what is brought home is enough. So where some people, where cultures believe in, life streams and things like this would be like Rico returning to the life stream.
Makes sense. Especially, plants' bodies kind of, fertilize the plants and stuff. Plants live on
Exactly.
supply oxygen, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. So, I'd say, like, as you're having this discussion with stuff, and like these are points that come up where you're just kind of like expressing the beliefs of the Kokiri and the Deku to stuffing into the rest of the party, and that's really like what it was about. Let's yeah, let's. I think that's the entirety of that for now. So Saria brings Rico home, and that's really all she wanted to do. You know, so now that she, now that that has been accomplished, you know, Flora asks, and she's like, "So what is the intention moving forward? Saria, are you going to join them?" And she's like, "No. Um, I think that my fighting days are done. My exploring days are behind me. Um, I will spend time, you know, seeing if there is another person who is worthy of being a forest sage. But aside from that, I just I need peace. I need quiet. I need time to process everything that has happened." And she turns to the rest of the party and she's like, I you know, please understand that there is, you know, there's a part of me that understands that things are not over, and that there's more coming, but I just don't have the energy.
She'll let me. Could I kind of like you know, place a hand on her shoulder or something?
Yeah, of course.
All right. And I'll say, sorry, I understand. This wasn't your burden to bear forever. This shouldn't be your eternity. You've done your part, and you did a great job. After everything you've been through, it's only fair for someone else to take over. You need time to process, and that's natural. I think you've earned your rest, and hopefully, Rico will be getting some rest too. You've both earned it.
It is a time for rest. I didn't. The funny thing about rest is sometimes you don't realize you need it until you stop, even if just for a moment. And I feel like I've taken my moment to stop. And now I need to take a moment to breathe.
Definitely.
I mean, if you need me, you know that I'm here. If there's something where I can be more help than hindrance, you know where to find me. But yeah, I think I'm going.
Hey, Saria. You talked about. I'm just going to use your own words for a second. You talked about needing a break and taking rest. Do you think you might want to come back and be the sage again at some point? I mean, not right away, obviously, but like a break implies that, you know, it's a stop, right? But it's not a permanent stop. It's a pause. You're kind of talking like you might want to come back again. Not really true?
No. It's a pause for myself. I don't feel I don't think that I'm going to reside the rest of my days to a rocking chair on a porch. I don't think that would be the case at all. But in terms of being the forest sage, that chapter is decidedly closed, and I cannot return to it. There have been too many people that have been hurt on my watch that I've done my best, and my best may have been good, but it was not good enough, and I just can't find myself in that position again. I mean, I don't know what the future will hold for me or for you or for anybody, but I know that there is no future in which I would want to be in that position again.
That's fine. We just want to make sure we're on the same page. We don't want to give away your job and find out that you wanted it again.
No, I am on a different trajectory, and although I don't know what it is, I'm not going to find it there. So I do feel that I'm going to stay here for a while. I'm going to reacquaint myself with old friends. I'm going to bask in the sun. I'm going to eat freshly grown fruits and vegetables. I'm going to feel wind on my face. These are things that I have denied myself for quite some time. So, whatever you decide to do from here, understand that at the very least I am with you in spirit, and I'm sure that our paths will cross again. But until then, I wish all of you nothing but the best of luck. And the one thing that I will ask is, if it's all right with you, Deacon, can I hold on to this cape and hat?
Deacon smiles and he nods. Sure, absolutely, Saria. He pats her on the shoulder again and says, "It suits you somehow. Maybe you were says maybe you were meant to be a cavalier. I'll introduce you to Chimkin."
That is very kind, and I wish that it's very comforting. Just feels nice, and I like it.
It's made here, so it should be. It's got the green and everything. Our signature, you know.
Well, if
Deacon's gonna briefly take off the ring and just turn his leaves green again.
she kind of like rustles the leaves on top of his head. She goes, "That's how I remember you."
Deacon smiles. He nods. Says, "Sorry, I have to ask. I guess maybe 2, maybe 3. You've been at this a long time. Don't even, can't say me can count that high. I feel bad even trying to assign you the job of finding a new sage at this point, to be honest. But I would just ask, do you think there's anybody who fits the criteria that you can think of? Someone we could look for if it would make it easier on you?
Well, of course I'll, keep an eye out in the village, but I mean, on on your travels, it comes down to somebody who has a good bit of healing energy within them, as well as a desire to protect those before themselves.
Question.
Mhm.
Well, these are unprecedented times, and well, is it possible for a sage to preside over more than one temple?
Mic off. Mic on.
I I wouldn't say impossible, but I will point out that there is a physical toll that comes with being a sage, and for one person to take on twice the burden um, is not something that many people are capable of doing. As an aside, what I will mechanically explain that as is they will have the capacity of two sage temples, of being a dual sage. However, because of the physical toll, everything that you do is done at disadvantage. Every ability check, every attack, every saving throw, all at disadvantage.
Mic off.
Interesting.
Mic on.
You sound like you're still considering it though.
Good to know.
All right. So, as
It,
So, oh, sorry.
it does bring up the question of like, are some of these positions, and I think everyone's kind of thought about this, like positions that we would be able to fill. I mean, the Water Temple has a fairy fountain, or we literally have a tree in the party. Who cares more about the forest than the tree? Although we have a druid also, so
Yeah.
yeah, I have pointed out a number of times, and it is true with Gully. Often people associate sages with the race of who is of what race is just adjacent to the temple. Goron's forerunner, Goron's fire, Zora water, so on and so forth. And I will say that is not the case here. Any race can become any sage. Leto as Azora could have theoretically become sage of the Fire Temple, despite it being a fire-based temple and him being a water-based race. It has way more to do with the person and personality that goes with the character. It can be an NPC, it can be a character, it can be there are as long as they fit the description of what is for what the temple stands for, that makes them a candidate. And flip side is simply being one of the race adjacent to the temple does not automatically qualify you for being the sage. So it wouldn't. The water temple is not open to any Zora, for example. But yes, so part of the mechanic of this is not only understanding the characters and the players, but understanding what is important with each temple, what each temple brings to the big picture, because quite honestly, in order to prevent the absolute worst thing from happening, all of these temples need to be filled. All of these temples need to have good sages. altruistic sages. But you know what? That being said, we can absolutely continue to revisit that. However, I am going to give one parting piece of information from Saria to the group. And she says, listen, I know what you saw in that temple, and I know what you were searching for. And all I can tell you is that they gained access from the tunnels. And with that, I believe you know what and who, maybe less who, but more what you are looking for. Okay, so this is where we'll cut it, but I will point out again. Desert, Gerudo glass, made the vial, aimed it at Rocky, ended up piercing Odin, presumably by mistake. There is a lot of information present about this, about this incident, and there is more to the story. There's more underlying reasons. Yeah.
You guys killed Rocky last time, right? So you accomplished the goal that this person apparently was trying. The assassin was trying to accomplish already.
We didn't kill him. He was dead for several years when we found him. He was.
He was already dead. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he was just like cremated as like a means of respect because fire, Goron, etc.
Do you know if he had signs of a similar poison?
I don't know that it was checked. To be honest with you, I kind of blacked out at the time because I was exhausted. I woke up really early, and I don't really know what happened. I just know that he was like cremated. So probably not.
You know what? I'm gonna save you a 45-minute trip to figure out an answer.
Yeah.
The substance that was in the vial was a special, unique concoction that has not been seen in any common reagent type of situation. It was something that somebody who has a much higher level of education pertaining to poisons, toxins, venoms, things like that, somebody who has top tier knowledge created this substance.
Actually, I do have a question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Deacon's gonna look at Saria after like it's been silent for a little bit, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
That was ironic. We lost
Motherfucker. Yeah, sorry about that. So what happens is if I don't jiggle my mouse once every 5 minutes, it kicks me off the internet. I don't know why it does that, but it's really pissing me off.
I thought my mic.
Anyway, sorry. So after he's been silent for like a little bit, he's gonna look at Saria and he's gonna ask her, "Do you think I could do it?" And you can answer next week if you want, but yeah, I kind of want to leave it on that note.
Okay.
Obviously you can answer now, but I'm just saying, like, yeah.
No.
That's just the last thing.
I'm the only one who's allowed to end this on a cliffhanger. So the cliffhanger for today is, say it again.
Saria, do you think I could be the sage?
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. All right, so that is where we'll pick it up.
Thank you.
We'll pick it up in 2 weeks.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I can't wait.
So just as a quick reminder, I want to, well, before we get to the reminders, I want to thank our party for joining us tonight. Nice, like, yeah, Deacon, Lido, Stuffin, Gully, like, killed it today. I had today was
That
such,
was fun. That was fun.
yeah. So we put some new stuff on the table. We're gonna get to it. Um, and yeah. So the way that I'm intending next week, just as a quick reminder, is we're going to, because I can't get my mic to work, and I do like to talk with a little bit of exposition. So we might like go and come on, have our chat session, maybe like for half an hour, whatever, and then most likely we are most likely going to be hopping on 7 days for a Twitch broadcast after that, because it's a lot of fun. But also as a reminder, we will be hopping on shortly after the end of this broadcast. I'm going to try to toy around with my mic a little bit, see if it can't work. If it does or doesn't work, you'll know immediately. But yeah, the 7 days that I broadcast are more informal. Whenever I pop on, I pop on. If you are part of our if you're already part of our Twitch, you get the notifications. And honestly, like if you have the game, I'll get you the information. We'll get you in the game. It'll be fun. And if you either don't have or don't want to join in the game, we always have chat open. Chat does a bunch of fun stuff. Buffs, debuffs, supply drops, zombies. You know, spawn me in a zombie direwolf and just watch me, run away like a bitch. Like all sorts of fun stuff. And we'll be doing that shortly after the broadcast. But before we get to that, before we start that, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank everybody in chat, and until then, I'll see you next time. So until then, be happy, healthy, safe, and cool. It's starting to cool down. We hit some 70 degrees down here. I fucking love it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 90. Jesus.
Oh man, you got worse weather up there. Sorry.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I mean valid, honestly, valid.
There we go. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you next time. So until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Deuces.
Hi.
Hi. Hold on.